Really? How do you hail a taxi? Taxi. Okay. Let me.
Huh? You said what happened? Oh, play something?
Really? How do you hail a taxi? Taxi. Okay. Let me wait. Okay. Taxi!
Shut the fuck up with that.
Sorry. So sorry. I'm so sorry, actually. Wow. Whoa. Wow.
I couldn't hear you.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna shut my mouth. Are we just going?
Hey, you got the remote so you can cut the TV down? Oh. It's already recording, Marcus? Oh, all right. Just close the door. First off, happy Mother's Day. I mean, I know it's still earlier because by the time y'all hear this, you still got until Sunday. So that's kind of just a pre-warm up to any man listening. If you got a baby mom's girlfriend, a girlfriend with kids. And I know this one always kind of get tricky for lazy men who just kind of want to half do the gift thing. If you are dealing with a woman with kids, please make sure you go out and get her some form of a gift, a card, some flowers, or all three, to be honest, especially if y'all been talking long enough. If it's just something brand new, I ain't gonna lie to you. If it's brand new, I would probably still recommend go flowers and a card, and maybe even a gift card, like to wherever she kind of like go to for lunch or coffee on the regular. Kind of give her a little gift card with the card. And again, we just if you just dating, you just literally just dating a woman with kids, and it's still a new situation. I'm not talking about your girlfriend, not talking about somebody you've been dating for a couple of months or a year or some change, or somebody you literally may have just been interacting with for like the last month and some change. Just have some type of decent courtesy, because that kind of opened the door a little bit. Where she like, oh, he thought about me on Mother's Day, and that's not even my baby daddy. I'm telling you, it's gonna get you some brownie points. So again, like I said, happy Mother's Day to all the women that's listening. And again, I'll mention it again next week because it will actually be even closer to Mother's Day. But I just kind of wanted to give people that warm up. And I do got a question for y'all real quick, because I mean, I know if you live in the DMV area, Bruno Mars, it was in town for 2 shows this weekend, but it kind of felt like realistically, I mean, obviously he has to be a stadium act, but it kind of feel like, is Bruno Mars really a stadium act? Because I feel like he kind of one of those artists where it's like, he don't have, I don't know what his demographic really is, because when you say Taylor Swift, of course we know Taylor Swift is a stadium act, and realistically you kind of already know, you can kind of close your eyes and you know what the audience will look like. Same thing with Beyonce, you can kind of close your eyes and you know what a Beyonce concert gonna look like. Same thing with Jay-Z, like for people who you may never even been to New York before, but you know what that Jay-Z Yankee Stadium is gonna look like for those 3 days. Where for somebody like Bruno Mars, is kind of like, I felt like he, at one point in time, he probably could have been I'm not saying, I mean, obviously they booked him for 2 days. I mean, he got 2 jumps, but it just, living in the area, we know the difference between when somebody's in town for a show, where you know when Chris Brown is in town, or you know when Beyonce, or even again, like Taylor Swift. I don't know a bunch of Taylor Swift fans, but the traffic be extremely crazy. You kind of see people walking up to the stadium and all that. You kind of really get the vibes and know like Taylor Swift is in town. For this Bruno Mars, Jonas, like if nobody don't tell you he here, you wouldn't realistically know. And that kind of made me think like, damn, what's Bruno's real audience? Because I don't feel like, it's not like, even for Spanish people, like, because I don't know what Bruno Mars even Spanish. That's why I'm about to say, I don't necessarily know Bruno Mars even call himself Spanish.
Pretty much a white audience or black. I mean, it could be both.
But that's why I was kind of
the Weeknd. Just like the Weeknd audience.
Nah, I feel like the Weeknd I think you kind of know what the Weeknd crowd would. I feel like the Weeknd crowd will be, you kind of know the Weeknd crowd will be a mixed crowd. But I feel like for Bruno Mars, kind of like
a mixed crowd.
Yeah, I think it's a mixed crowd, but I don't necessarily know if he has a dominant of one crowd.
No, that's what I'm saying. It would be a mixed crowd. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be like a bunch of black people. It'd be a mix of everything.
So you feel like Bruno Mars is still a stadium artist?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I wouldn't.
I just feel like he missed that. I feel like he missed that window when I feel like Bruno Mars was like scorching hot when we talking about 24 karat gold and all of that. Like I feel like at that time I wouldn't even bat an eye if you say, oh yeah, Bruno Mars doing a stadium tour. It would kind of make sense. But I feel like right now, especially in this day and age where it's like, I feel like I'm kind of like, I just don't feel like I know he just dropped the album recently, but I don't feel like I hear the album. I don't see people talking about the album. So it's kind of like, damn, he on a stadium tour. And it's not because because I don't want to sit here and make it seem like because maybe like you said, maybe he has a more diverse crowd because I mean, Bad Bunny got a diverse crowd. I mean, not a diverse crowd. He has a Spanish crowd. I don't know a bunch of Spanish people, but I know when Bad Bunny is on tour. We seen when Bad Bunny did the Super Bowl. Same thing again with Taylor Swift. I don't listen to Taylor Swift album, but I seen a lot of people talking about Taylor Swift album when it came out via social media. For Bruno Mars, I feel like he dropped the album. Nobody really talked about it. And Bruno Mars is more of a radio artist where in this day and age, the radio isn't as big.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think because even when I was taking the kids home and they were doing a little Bruno Mars pregame joint, like I said, he had it ain't like he don't have.
But was it a bunch of? But I'm sure it wasn't as much traffic as it is like when it's a football game or it was a Beyonce or Taylor Swift concert.
Oh, it was traffic yesterday. It was traffic yesterday. Today, it wasn't.
Yeah, so again, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying obviously. I mean, he got booked for 2 days, so I can't sit here and say he's not a stadium artist. But I just feel like some people just kind of like when you think of a stadium artist or just when somebody come to your town, I feel like you can kind of just know and feel the presence of it a little bit more, especially for again. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I just kind of just threw it out there a little bit just because I was kind of surprised.
This area might not be.
That's why I'm sitting here saying and I was kind of surprised. I'm like, damn, he did 2 days. Like, how the hell he do 2 days? And I don't feel like it wasn't crazy. Like for one day,
the weekend wasn't either, right? It was him and Teddy Swims. That wasn't crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't. But I feel like even for that time the weekend is the weekend. But I feel like even that time he kind of when he said, "Oh, cool, I'm gonna go on tour." I just feel like it wasn't as scorching hot for him. I feel like a stadium tour, you kind of got to be on fire. Like when even for Taylor Swift and Beyonce, both of them, when they went on stadium tours, they were still on fire. Like they had hit records out. They had albums that everybody in their mother was talking about. I feel like even for the weekend and for Bruno Mars, it's kind of like, y'all who y'all are, but y'all not just like, you ain't on fire right now. Like imagine if Drake put out this album and this album goes super crazy, I'm sure Drake can pull off a stadium tour.
What's another artist that done arena tours? I mean, when the last big artist that done an arena tour?
A stadium tour, you mean?
No, arena, like the basketball arenas.
Oh, Cardi B just did one.
Who else? Anybody else you think of? Because I'm just thinking, like I said,
NBA Youngboy.
No, but I'm talking like popular, like
nigga, NBA Youngboy. If you do an arena tour and it's sold out,
no, but that's what I'm saying. But I don't think. But I'm talking about like a major, like top tier superstar, like you said, the Taylor Swift, the Beyonce's, the Weeknd,
Cardi B.
So Cardi B, that's what I'm saying. Cardi B the only one that's done a arena tour recently, right?
Her and NBA Youngboy. And I don't know when Rod Wave last tour was, but I mean Rod Wave went on one. His couldn't have been too far off. Like his might have been the end of 2025. I'm sure it wasn't 2026, so it may have been the end of 2025. Come on,
I'm trying to think who else.
I mean, again, like I said, I just do
pop that genre. I think, like I said, I don't see why you couldn't.
I'm like I said, I'm not saying that he can't. It just seems kind of just like maybe. I feel like he could have got this off a couple of years ago. I just don't feel like he got them songs.
But you got to think about probably other areas. He probably
no for sure. But that's what I'm saying. He's saying I think I don't think when you do a stadium tour, I don't think necessarily you got to do every city. You may be able to skip some. Even when Beyonce did her stadium tour, she didn't go to every city. Like some cities you can skip, and then sometimes when you skip, or even look at Jay-Z when he did the 3 days at Yankee Stadium. I don't think every jump you don't have to sit here and go every place. You can kind of make people come to your location if you want to. So again, like I said, I just threw it out there. Just we ain't got to.
That's something he definitely probably couldn't do.
What?
I don't think he probably can make, unless it's like Vegas or something. Like a Vegas, he probably can make people.
Yeah, again, like I said, I mean, I could be absolutely wrong. I don't necessarily know if I'm wrong because I want to sit here and say, even when I was listening to Joe Budden and them, and they was joking about his numbers being compared to J. Cole, and I don't think he did anywhere close to what J. Cole did on his last album. So again, like I don't know. It was just something I threw out there real quick though.
So I'm going through my son's phone and I see a message from a young lady, and the message says, "I cannot wait to show you my TTs." capital T, capital T. So when I seen that, I'm like, oh my God, like this is happening. We about to have a conversation. So I call my husband and I'm like, we got to have a conversation because there's a girl who wants to send photos, inappropriate photos to our son. Now, mind you, I didn't read the message or send him the message word for word. I didn't say capital T, capital T. So I'm gassing my husband up, right? Me and him gassed. I'm putting pressure. Like we finna have a full conversation about this because this is not happening. So we all get home, everybody's home, call my son in, and I'm like, yo, we not doing this. My child looked me in the eye, and he was like, Mom, TT means TikToks. She wants to show me her TikToks. Y'all, TT mean TikTok. So I guess the point here is TT means TikTok. Okay, we got to open up our parent dictionary. We're going to add TT to the list. Is TikTok, okay? Got it? I got it. Y'all have a good day.
I'm trying to sit here and wonder, did her son finesse her, or do you believe that was really what the little girl really meant? Because I was kind of like, I'm like, it's when she said it, I'm kind of like, all right, that kind of makes sense. Okay, TT, TikTok. But then I kind of was like, did she get finessed?
I don't know. Because what was the other comment? Was it any other conversation?
Nah, that was it. All right, I just can't wait to show you my TTs.
Yeah, it's alerting. It's definitely alerting.
Yeah, that one kind of like shout out to her son. If her son finesse, that was a hell of a finesse. But I feel like I don't know. These kids come up with so much new, different slang, and they kind of just be chopping up their words and all of that. And real quick, and even when you sit here talking about, we can get into the conversation in a few minutes, or we can get into it now. To be honest, it don't matter. The whole Boston Richey thing, and I think sometimes it just kind of let me know we can kind of even tie this into the Jay-Z conversation a little bit later when you're sitting here saying like age group of certain things, because I'm gonna tell you, I can tell you, it's two ways you can kind of tie this. I can tie it just in, and I'm gonna break the conversations down. But when people miss out on certain conversations, because I see a lot of women on the internet, especially on threads, where it's like, oh, y'all dudes were sitting here defending Clay and this and the third. I hope y'all sit here talking about this, the David story. And of course, for people who don't know who David is, that's the boy who spelled his name D4, DV, whatever the case may be. And I was kind of looking at it like, when I see people, and I catch myself every time because kept seeing it so much and people kept posting it. I never wrote under none of them, but I think a lot of times some people be old and you be just late to stories. And the reason why I say that, because I even seen people in my comment section talking about the Boston Richey thing and trying to bring up the girl age. I'm like, bro, that story is like 2 years old about how old she is. The person who gave her birth to her mother came out and sit here and said she was cool with their relationship. I don't care about that age. If her mother, who's somebody who literally carried her for 9 months, don't care about that age gap between her and Boston Richey, why the fuck do you think I'm gonna care? I'm not going to sit here and keep bringing it up. That topic was 2 years old. People was dragging him 2 years ago, and her mother literally came to the defense of that boy and that relationship. I'm talking about? I want to talk about him being a freak boy, getting the junk hit in his back. But again, even go back to the David thing, I think when people was like, oh, I don't hear y'all making a big deal about what this boy did to that little girl. People talked about that 7 months ago when the story actually happened, and everybody in their mother was like, he need to be in jail then. But I think sometimes when we be on the internet, some people just be like, you be wanting to be down in the conversations and you be late on the conversations. Again, like the David John, like, ain't nobody who going to keep sitting here talking about something as crazy as it was. Like people gave their opinion when the story first broke 7 months ago. But that kind of just be letting me know, like some people, like stories can be big on certain sections of the internet. And then everybody, sometimes it may have to be something a little bit more dramatic to take it over the top. And that's kind of even for the Boston Richey thing where it was like people kept leading with, oh, she was 17. Oh, yeah, he been talking to this girl for like 3 years now. I think that girl like 20. So again, like I said, I don't necessarily know if that's the part to keep kind of like trying to skip to her age. And that's why I even wrote back to some people. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying about the age thing, which is the age is crazy, but the girl mother defended it. The girl mother was cool with them dating. She literally, her mother came out on her own public Facebook, Instagram, and all of that, and sit here and said, y'all sit here worrying about whatever, my daughter is grown or whatever the case may be, she cool. I don't know. Again, like I said, that story to me, that part of the story was like 2 years old. The fresh part of this story is this whole little situation. And I do want to play a couple of clips on the internet because I ain't gonna lie, people was having a goddamn field day with Boston Richey.
Besides the fact that Boston Richey had Tatiana pegging him, he also kidnapped the girl while she was naked, had her free bleeding in a van full of men. Excuse me? This man had her on an 8-hour drive naked while a whole bunch of other corny men sat in that car as if it was normal. Tatiana, you need to be in protective custody like yesterday. Y'all know men do not play when it comes to them DL allegations. The wicked part about this is that this all started when she was a minor. Arrest this man now.
But and again, like I said, when people sit here and say arrest him or whatever the case may be, I would just like, again, her mother came out and sit here and defended that. Like, it's hard to sit here and try to sit here and debate or argue if he should be in jail when the mother literally sit here and came out. And I mean, that's kind of even the conversation when people sit here and say about R. Kelly, where a lot of people was like, oh, the parents should be locked up right along with R. Kelly. Again, sometimes it be a lot of people, parents, who sit here and condone this stuff just because the boy got money. Even the little conversation when she's sitting here saying that it was her in the car with a bunch of other dudes and he had her sitting in the car naked and she was bleeding and stuff like that. Like, those other dudes is just in the wrong as the girl, because all of y'all just going along because he got some bread. Nobody ain't saying nothing. Everybody is cool with whatever going on behind these closed doors or in this car or whatever the case may be, because there's money involved. And I know people, and I've seen a lot of women trying to give me pushback. You can't give me pushback on people stay and do weird shit for money. It's just a fact. Like, I ain't making this up. You're not sitting here, no, because again, even when I sit here and say people only do stuff for money, there's no poor man who gonna sit here and ask a woman to sit here and peg him. That's something that niggas with money, I mean, one, of course, is some gay ass shit, but again, that's something that niggas with bread do. And that's why even when I made my video,
just for bread, but
I feel like, but those niggas is the more niggas who's comfortable and free enough to even sit here and ask a woman to do that, and a woman won't sit here and look at him like he crazy.
Niggas got kinks.
No, I'm just what I'm saying. I'm not sitting here disagreeing with that. That's why even when I made my video for social media, I said I ain't kink shaming because I listen to Mandy and Weezy on Horrible Decision. That is Mandy get her rocks off on pegging niggas, and she only be dating athlete niggas. So it's some of your I ain't gonna sit here and say your favorite basketball players, but it's basketball players out here and football niggas that she done dealt with, and she done sit here and peg these niggas. If you go back and again, Horrible Decision's been out. Go back in the archives and when she was used to really be reckless with those stories and telling them stories. But if you go click on a Horrible Decisions episode where she come off, her nickname is Peg Bundy. She used to go in the Breakfast Club talking about pegging niggas and shit like that. She's literally, I'm talking about for years, every time she used to get on any major platform while they were building their platform up, she always used to tell those stories. So that even hearing him say that is not shocking, but to me is a little bit shocking because nigga, he ain't even in his 30s yet. Like, that to me is just too freaky to be in your 20s. Like, that shit is just, but that to me, and again,
it has no age or
man, no, I think it gotta have an age to it, because I mean, you kind of you know what I mean.
You more curious probably when you're younger. What do you think you are when you old? You old, you stuck in your ways.
Man, nigga, that's just crazy to me. I can't even imagine in my 20s sitting here having some girl goddamn strap me up and go to Pound Town on my ass. Like, come on, dog. Like, man, and you know, and again, we do live in America. With the sad part is, you know what will always get the biggest stories. I mean, we learned that from the Diddy situation. Niggas will make more of a big deal of the gay shit. Niggas will kind of turn the blind eye to the age thing and won't even really kind of care. Again, I don't care about it because her mother came out and already was cool with the relationship. But besides that,
who is Bossman Richey? Is he he's not no drill rapper or nothing?
No. He came and even just a quick backstory for people who may not be familiar with him, like Marcus may not be familiar with him. At one point in time, he was signed to Future, and then again, this is how we talking about how long ago this was when Future had that song. What was that verse of Future had? And it was something. It was him dissing Russell Wilson. This song was like 2 years old. So again, at that time, Boston Richey was signed to Future. He got hot off that song with him and Future, and then some snitching allegations, and not just allegations. The actual interrogation videos came out of him sitting here talking and telling, and Future dropped him from the label. He was signed to Free Bands, and Future ended up, he was supposed to be on tour with Future. Oh, as a matter of fact, was he on tour with Future? I think he was on tour with Future. It was because that tour was Future ESTG, and I want to say Bossman Richey was opening up for them, and Future dropped him off the tour and everything. When and the crazy thing is, like, if you go back and listen to Bossman Richey old music, again, we're sitting here saying this project was like maybe like 2 years ago. I forgot the name of the project, but again, he had a jump. And he was signed to Free Bands. Future dropped him. He had to change his whole style of music. His music was selling drugs and on some street shit. And when that came out and the snitching allegations, he slowed down for a minute, regained his thoughts, and he started making music about just music now is all about tricking. And that's why if you sit here and see people, I play some more clips of people just talking about it. That's literally all his music now is straight trick music. He don't make no street music no more. He may throw a little some couple street bars in there, like here and there, but 90% of his music and his audience now is all females.
Tatiana, you dead ass? Like, you dead ass, sis? Like, gay for pay? You acting like a dyke for this nigga? Come on, sis. We better than that. Imagine a nigga sending you to the store and telling you to go get him a pegging kit. Doing, baby girl, I'm Mr. Pay for Dick. You think I'm with the bros? I'm in the studio somewhere sucking dick. That's crazy. Get the fuck out the way. Boston Richey gay. You ain't see what's going on. You playing. What y'all think her nickname was in the bedroom? Like, I'm gonna go with like Timothy or something, like Terrence. What y'all think? Tati, the only thing that I'm looking at you funny for, because I'm not judging you. You a freak bitch. I fuck with it. The only thing, wait, I don't fuck with it, but I ain't judging. But the only thing I can't fuck with is how you kept that secret so long. It makes sense though. That's why he pop all his money trick and shit, because in his head he's a girl and he wants a nigga to do that for him. So he says in his head, let me do what I want a nigga to do for me. Fucking fish. And there's nothing wrong with being gay, but living your truth and do not be DL double dipping and dabbing and mixing, because I don't play like that. Fuck is you talking about? But be yourself on your own time, game. Word.
All right, so I go ahead. Would you about to say something? I was kind of just wondering where realistically I thought about this. I want to sit here because I wonder if could he kind of lean into this and will if he just came out and just be like, yeah, I like it, whatever the case may be. Because I mean, of course, I'll play his clip in a minute of him kind of denying all the allegations. But I kind of wonder if a nigga just sit here and came out, I was like, man, yeah, that's what I like, that's what I'm into. Could he lean into just being, to a straight man, we gonna sit here and call this gay? And sit here and say, don't kink shame and say it's not gay because it's a woman, whatever the case may be. But I was just wondering, could he lean into it and then kind of find an audience?
I don't think you need to lean into it for real. Did he? Yes, he could lean into that lifestyle while I'm selling it. But him, like I said, if there's something that you do behind closed doors, I don't think you can lean into that. Especially as a rapper, I don't think you can lean into that.
But I get what you're saying. As a rapper, you can't. But then I kind of I don't necessarily know if niggas can listen to him or look at him the same still. Because you still came in, let's be clear, you switched your style up, but you still realistically came in as a street rapper. And let's be clear, I'm sure realistically the women who still listen to you, even though you make music for a lot of women, it's still a lot of hood Jones. We ain't sitting here making it like it's the bad and bougie riding around listening to Boston Richey. It's still bras who out here on some hood shit. He kind of just make music like him. I feel like him and I'm sorry, I don't even want to put Honcho in the same conversation with him, but I feel like them two kind of battle the space for that group of women where it's kind of like, all right, we making street music for girls. Like girls who live in the hood and they kind of want to listen to some cool little music to do their makeup to. What they call it? They used to call Boston Richey. They used to say he make nail tech music. Or they used to say the same thing about Skilla Baby. So it's some dudes where it's like my audience is hood, but I'm making the music for the girls in the hood and not necessarily the hood dudes no more. Because of course, let's be honest, women support way more and they kind of it will help you realistically get more shows, get more people showing you love via social media. But this is America, and America is very homophobic. So these kind of shit is going to be. It's like this ain't like that's a hard allegations for it to sit here and kind of shake off. And again, when we sit here saying the messed up thing about it is, of course, some women who have dealt with domestic violence and stuff like that, they'll talk more about that because let's be clear, she did put out endless pictures of her face getting beat up and anything. But realistically, more people are running with it. And the same thing what happened with Diddy. Of course, people seen the video of Cassie, that kind of drew more red flags for people. But more people kind of sit here and took time to sit here and talk and make jokes about the gay shit Diddy was doing more than the actual physical abuse that he done did to people. So again, I think that's just kind of where we live at. Realistically, this is America, dog. Like you can't America is very homophobic. It ain't no other way to kind of really dress it up any polite way. I understand all the little, I ain't gonna say little, I understand all the other side stories to it. Again, the age thing and then him putting his hands on them. But the sad thing is, dog, this is America. More people will make a big deal and have more of this as a conversation piece because this shit is gay to niggas. Even to women, I only play all women talking. I ain't even play no nigga, but I'm gonna play Boston Richey trying to give his little side of the story, and then we can get into something else.
Say this, bro. Well, I hate to say this because I ain't even the type of the internet nigga that go on the internet and goddamn speak on my personal life and my relationship status, shit, my career, anything that I don't went through. I ain't never been a nigga that run to the net and try to speak my behalf on a situation. I always take it to the chin. But it shit damaging it when it's like a person you love take advantage and bully you at all costs. When I'm a nigga that don't sit back and sacrifice everything for this girl. So my nigga, I don't want to against my mama, my sisters, my BM, nigga, my label, nigga, I don't want to against the world about this girl. And since day one, the first time a motherfucker seen me and Shawty together, it been negative. It always been negative. Like even with the age shit, the underage shit, I ain't never going in there and tell nothing about that, tell the truth about that. I always live by one thing. I'm gonna protect you. I'll take it to the chin. As long as you go up, I'm cool with it. But it gets to the point like I don't went through everything with this girl, bro. From the lawsuits, bro, from the blackmailing me, put me in jail, nigga. I don't nigga even name it, nigga. I don't went through this shit, nigga. I don't went through this shit, nigga, with my chest up, nigga, my head up, nigga, my chest out, nigga. I don't went through this shit privately, nigga, just as a man. And it genuinely, and it kind of like we're gonna speak on the real of this shit, like fuck all the Instagram shit, fuck all the keeping up an image. We're gonna speak on the real of this shit. It hurt when a motherfucker can just sit right there and bash you, put a false narrative out on you, and say this about you, you gay, you this, and man, this is what it all come down to, cause we broke up. You can't say I made a song about you. My song ain't about you. You know I got 100 hoes. I got 100 girlfriends from 1 million followers all the way down. I got 100 bitches right now. 50 followers all the way to an M. I'm fucking them, and that's the reason we broke. I can't stop cheating, but I move on. The difference is between B. I don't go to the internet and put out, Shawty do this, Shawty fuck this nigga, Shawty goddamn was over here with this nigga. I don't do that, bro. I protect you at all costs. I don't never speak on you negative. For the 2 years we've been in a relationship, you go on the internet, that nigga look like shit at the bottom of my shoe. I still in my bed the next 2 days after that, in my bed. But I don't go on the internet and got a pool point. I don't live through ego. I don't live through none of that. I move gracefully with this shit. If we don't broke up, it don't be countless times. You don't went on screen with hoes and be like, this nigga this goddamn, I use this nigga, I never loved him. If that's what the narrative you want to push, I still take it. I deal with it. Forget what? I move with a purpose and I move with love. If I'm bossing a bitch up and a bitch feel like she love me for money, that's your down. That's your downfall. Cause I'm loving truthfully. Like my mom and dad have been married for 33 years, bro. You can't think I don't know what real love. I just love me, but I loved you. Down to the floor, I love you. Love everything about this girl. Everything I ever told this girl I was gonna do, I did. I delivered. Even going to jail, nigga, get right back out of nigga, let's go do this here. Here go 50,000. Here go 100,000. Every time I ever got caught cheated, I made it right. Yo, here go 150. Here go 50. I'm finna wire you 50 right now. You think I don't think that's real love? Ain't no way in hell a bitch that's really love me finna be taking my money like that. And I don't know shit like that. Okay, yeah, I'll forgive you. Give me 100K. Nah, you not a motherfucker who blackbailing me. Not a motherfucker who try anything a motherfucker can do, put a lawsuit on me. That ain't love. I'm sticking to the code right now. I could go put a lawsuit. You been breached contract. I could have been put a lawsuit on you right now. You know you dead. I got you dead to the room. And I still ain't, lawyer calling me, everybody calling me like press play. I still ain't do that. Could go in the name of one thing, protecting you at all costs. I know this.
I want to pause it. I want to pause it real quick.
Just your backstroke. Play that right there.
Yeah, because the crazy
fuck that nigga life up.
Like, because the crazy thing is, and just even listening to him, like, can you sit here and say your parents been together for 33 years and you know what real love is, and you got to sit here and pay to basically keep this girl? Like, you explaining her basically sitting here only sticking around and fucking with you because of the money. Like, that's all you sitting here saying. She stayed with you because you kept paying to play, and maybe you was paying her this extra bread because you was trying to delay her spazzing out and doing this to you, and because you knew she kind of had some extra dirt. And for people with the age thing, again, I just went, while I was letting that clip play, I went to Google to see how old she is. She's 20 now. He's 29. So again, like I sit here and say, when people sit here and say that, like, he kind of like really getting over her on the age thing, like, bro, I ain't gonna sit here and say he a kid because he almost age gap. Like, again, when he started, he 20, she 29. He 29, she 20. Like, that wasn't that make it seem like that age gap is super crazy, neither. But again, like I said, I understand that people pick and choose where they hear
it's crazy
what part of
you had her doing it at that age. That is fucking crazy.
I mean, for sure. But again, at the same time, it's crazy that you was even dealing when you was, because you talking about at that time, that's at the peak of his career when he was actually getting hot and getting the buzz. Why the fuck was you even dealing with somebody that young in the first place, and somebody that young that you had to trick off on? know, you sitting here getting a kid and you got to spend that type of money. Like that's again when you say, and for any man who listening, bro, that is self-esteem issues that you have in your own mirror. When you look in the mirror, you feel like the only way I can get a girl this pretty is if I spend that type of bread, and then it's that young. That's crazy, bro.
Maybe
You're
she
not
lied about her age or something.
No, let's be clear. When it first came out, she definitely always looked older. So I'm sure she probably, and that's probably why.
So that's what I'm saying. Maybe she lied about her age. Then somebody found out later on. Oh, she was young.
No, they found out when she
There's
turned.
no
They found out when she turned 18. Because when she turned 18, he went super big for her birthday and went crazy with her birthday, and that's when people dragged it. Again, that's why I see him say the story was 2 years old because when she turned 22 years ago, it was a big story and people was talking about it. But again, her mother came out and sit here and defended their relationship. Why? Because look what type of bread he's spending. And if your mother wants some gold digger shit, well, who the fuck gonna care? The nigga giving out 50 or 100 bands because for him cheating. I can only imagine what the fuck else he was getting you. So that's why I'm sitting here saying, like, that's to me where it's kind of crazy, where it's like you can't stand. I've seen women in my comments and say you can't sit here and say, oh, it is about the money. That's all he rap about. Even in his explanation, him trying to explain this, it's all about bread.
For her or for him?
For both of them. But I mean, but she was milking him. He using his money to keep her, and then she taking the bread.
But even listening to him, it sounds like he's in love with her.
For sure, but you got to still.
So he could be just like I said. She probably is finessing the hell out of him, making him pay all this stuff. Buy me this, buy me that. And I really don't want to be with you, but I know you're going to spend it.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, listen to what he's saying. The way he sound like, damn, she fucked the shit out your ass, and you can't get over this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you really want to be with her
for sure.
And she don't want to be with you, but you just keep paying and trying to keep her attention.
So I'm with you. I totally agree with everything you sit here saying. But then that to me is that one is the fault of everybody who's around you old, especially your parents. If your parents been together for 30, I mean, he even said it though. He said he didn't argue with his mother about it because I'm sure.
But how often do you really talk to your parents about who you're dealing with? And you talking about somebody famous?
No, I get that, but I'm sure he's famous enough and he's from a small enough town when that story, again, 2 years ago, when it actually blew up, I'm sure his parents said something to him about it because it's all over the internet. And when it's yours, somebody gonna say something to you. Because again, he not that old, he 29. So you talking about that's the age group of your parents is still kind of young.
He said they've been married 35 years. So I don't.
So nigga, listen here and say his parents maybe 50 even. Nigga, I'm sure everybody who listening right now, you follow somebody who in their 50s and be on social media every day.
But okay, let me ask you this then. I mean, because you're saying that, but because how many like actual like rappers parents are like evolve or around like I get it like.
I think it depends on how young they are. Because look at NL Lee Chopper mother. Shit, look at NBA Youngboy mother. Hell, NL Lee Chopper mother is his manager.
Okay.
So I think it was the younger artists, especially some of the younger newer
like Bow
ones.
Wow, of course.
His
like,
mother was.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's somebody who's young. I'm just like now, like rappers coming in here now at their age. Like, do you really think their parents are even involved or even around?
I think it just depends. I think it just depends on how young you are. I think it depends on how young you are and how long you've been rapping. Because I think if you've been rapping long enough and you're not really on some, then maybe if you want some like super rah-rah gangbanging street shit, then your parents may not be around. But if you just actually really just pursuing your rap career, I'm sure a lot of their parents is hands-on more. Because you hear that a lot more when it comes shit. Look at La Russell. His mother and them created a stage in their backyard. That's at when he doing that backyard stuff, that's at his mother and father house. So I think it just realistically is with that. It depends on the age group and it depends on probably what type of shit the rapper actually rapping about. But I'm sure, but even in this,
because I do remember Raw Wave when he was on Joe and when he was talking about.
Oh, his uncle was the manager.
Yeah, but his father was the one. I think his father was the one who passed away. Somebody passed away.
Well, his uncle passed away. His uncle was the one that was doing doing the merch and stuff for him and running his stuff for him. So again, like I said, it just depends on the rapper and how long you've been doing it. A lot of them, their parents or somebody in their family is probably realistically involved. And I do think realistically, man, I don't know what the hell the Cavaliers is lunching off of, but these niggas got to realize y'all up by 20. Y'all gonna have another game to sit here and play. Like you trying to get suspended, nigga. Y'all niggas is tripping. But again, like I said, I feel for him a little bit because it's like you could just hear like he probably, again, I agree with you. I think he really liked this girl a lot, but it's kind of like you shouldn't allow your and I'm speaking from experience and realistically, I probably wish I would have listened to an old head of mine when he was sitting here telling me like,
that's what if you right now, like this is your cousin, right? This is your younger cousin. What would you be like?
You shouldn't have to spend that type of bread to keep no girl happy. That's what I would tell him.
Okay.
Like I just because it just to me just don't make no sense. Like where in your right mind you feel like that kind of makes sense to you? Like that you should have to spend that type of bread to keep a girl happy? Like that's to me is ridiculous. Like come on, dog. Like that don't even make no sense. And then you kind of that's when you got to give somebody kind of almost a reality check and a pep talk to be like, nigga, you. Again, when you sit here saying you got all these girls and you fucking all, I'm sure you do. You make music for women who are into tricking. The crazy thing is, if it's a girl, you meet a girl and she ain't really experienced nothing, I don't gotta I ain't sitting here saying you gotta stop tricking, but you ain't gotta go 50 bands, 100 bands, nigga. You can go a lot less. There's some bitches out here who will turn some tricks for $1,000 even.
I said she broke that nigga weird.
Or you can sit here and go, even if you want, you can even, I'm saying 1,000, that's some cheap hood shit. You can even elevate it a little bit, 10 bands, but you're talking about 50, 100 racks is crazy, dog.
She rocked that nigga.
Like, and if you spend it 50 to 100, like this bitch need to be famous already on her own. And my first time shouldn't be hearing about her is because she Boston Richey girlfriend and she too young. Like I kind of
was she on the internet like that?
I'm sure she probably was because her mother is super young. Her mother looked like one of them well put together like Instagram type of Jones too. So I'm sure she probably was already on the internet, and that's probably how he found out about her at such an early age. So again, like I said, it's kind of crazy to me. I do. Let me see it if it.
You want to do, you just looking for a reason. I'm dropping a song, you want to attach your name to my song so bad. I got 100 girlfriends. You know this. You done been in the studio with me countless nights and be like, damn, who the fuck you talking about in your song? Cause we never did that. We've been in the studio, I done talk about my hoes in the studio with you, and you know this. So why you want to make something about you? Cause there's some shit you been want to do. You want to see me down. You don't want to see me happy. You don't want to see hoes loving me. You don't want to see me out here having crazy shows. You don't want to see me with a hit song. You don't want to see me with nothing. How the fuck a motherfucker, I'm laying up in bed with praising like the Lord, and the motherfucker want to see me down. I never be able to understand that. Anything will come pertaining to you, but I don't took this shit to the chin. Never spoke on it, never tried to clear my face, all in the name of protecting you, who you are as a person. Everybody around you know this shit. Be love that girl to the floor, man. Be a die for that girl. Everybody know this shit. Went to jail about this shit. You the first motherfucker I called. Hey, I'm sorry, man. I love you. Shit, what we gonna do? What we gonna do to make this shit right? If a motherfucker ain't goddamn, why you ain't leave? We broke up right now because I can't stop cheating. Do it hurt? Yeah, shit. Because get what? I don't got cheated on before too, so I know how it feels. And I know how I can bring a person down, but it's like I lead gracefully. Like I don't bring you into my mix. You going all on the internet saying, oh yeah, this motherfucker goddamn sending videos out, but then you posting saying that this you on this video, DM me. Yeah, because them fucking videos you took out my fucking phone and me busting hoes. These my videos, man, I made with girls. How you gonna go through my phone, send yourself all my sex tapes out my phone to your phone, and then want to do a lawsuit on me because I'm fucking hoes? It don't work like that. This ain't no videos I sent out. These videos you went in my phone and got. Like, but this shit, that shit I take to the chin. Like, and I don't never believe in bashing girls. Like, my whole team, like my A&R, bro, my publicist, my manager, my travel agent, everybody, my whole team is women. So it's like, I don't never take it to the point where I'm gonna go in there and straight smash on this girl. Because get what? These women I got an answer to. These motherfuckers who love women too. Like, I love women. So it's my shit I calculate. It's stuff I can't do as a man. I got my sisters I'm looking at, my being I love, my goddamn, my mama, these people who I actively love, and these people who I actively care for. But it get to the point where it's like, damn, bro, how much can you let a person beat you down? How much can you let a person tarnish your image, damage your image? Like, stop being with this girl, bro, ain't been nothing but bad, bro. And I always accepted this shit just so she can go up. Like, you feel like, oh yeah, I'm a bring this nigga low so I can go up. It ain't never been no need for this shit. I ain't never tried to tarnish your name or say a lie about you a day in my life. I want to see you go up. Tonight, you want to see you go up. You get on my phone right now and call me and be like, hey, B, you know, I need some money right now. I'm whatever the circumstances may be, and I'm going to send it. And you ain't got to say a conversation. I don't call your phone and text you. I don't like you, bro. I don't do nothing. I love you on my heart silently and wish things could have been better, bro. And that's it. I wish I could have did this better, did that better, but it's like,
again, just listening to all of that, I would just sit here and say, it's just, I don't care if you're a man or a woman. If you somebody bringing you down that much and having you that distracted from your career or feeling like you're going back and forth to jail, or you can just lose everything just sitting here trying to make somebody happy and keep them happy, bro, walk away from that relationship. And again, I hope Boston Richey finds some people or start to listen to people in his corner or somebody that's related to him who can speak to him and tell him like, bro, this not healthy for you. Because this, even again, like I said here and said, take it out of just the gay shit and you getting hit with a strap. Like, nigga, you shouldn't sit here and have to go bend over backwards for nobody to sit here and feel like I got to do all this to keep somebody in a relationship with me. You shouldn't want to have to spend that type of money. You shouldn't want to sit here and have to put that much effort into somebody when you got a whole career you sit here trying to chase. You still don't have mainstream hits. I had to sit here all your stories. People didn't even know about the people. This story got bigger because, again, we live in America and everybody's super homophobic. So that's the reason why this story got. But again, you went through it with this girl with the age shit 2 years ago. You should have kind of nipped it in the bud then. But if you was really just in love with her, you didn't care about the age thing. Again, like I said, that age gap ain't as crazy. But again, I think sometimes just always depends on when it starts. Because again, 20 and 29 don't sound crazy. But again, if you started dating her when she was 17, that what makes it crazy. But again, for you to have to deal with all of that and have to do all of this for somebody that ain't even 21, to me, is just crazy. And as a man, that just screams like you insecure in who you are as yourself. You don't believe in yourself. When you look in the mirror, you feel like you lacking something, that you feel like you got to spend that much money on somebody who can't even legally go to a bar and buy a fucking drink. That to me is it's insane. So again, like I said, I don't want to sit here and keep holding y'all hostage with this. Let me see if I can play just a little bit of her shit. I may not, because I don't remember what she was saying. Hold on.
So first and foremost, we're going to talk about Mr. Mucus making a long ass video in line the whole time. Like, am I tripping? So now, all of a sudden, he has 100 videos not about me. Now that I gave the ultimatum to take it down before it dropped, now it's not about me. Cool. Of course it's not about me. You going to be not about me. Got it. Just like their label made you switch the lyric because they knew it was about me. Okay, next. So he's saying that I got these images from out of his phone. No, love. You actively send multiple women every single day videos out of your phone of other women. You actively send multiple women videos out of your phone of other women every single day. I spoke to over 100 females who you send videos to of other women today, just alone. So first and you don't even know I spoke to 9 15-year-olds today about you. About you. You drugging women. You're raping women. You're exposing women without their consent. And your dogs run trains on these girls. You're sending out women's sex tapes. You sound ridiculous, gang. And you know it. I left a relationship in February. This literally every other day goes on a rant on Twitter, rant on Instagram. I'm not the issue here, obviously. When I texted Cowboy and I said, listen, I'm going to leave this where it's at. I'm going to leave it in God's hands. I'm not going to do no lawsuit on this. He really needs help. All I want is Epic to get this man help. Get this a program. You got nieces that are 15 years old and you he's 15 years old. And you have kids in your crib that are 15 years old. And he's 15 years old. It's not okay. He really needs help. He needs help and nobody's helping him, bro. Needs help. Y'all let artists get away with anything they want to get away with. This needs real help. He's sick. It boosts his ego to expose girls to other girls. There's no reason 30 to have a video of me sucking your and I'm supposed to just sit here, let it slide. Live in your truth. Accept your flaws. Give your life to fucking God, gang. Get some help. Why your mama not helping you? Why is your family not helping you, gang? You need help. The you're doing is sick. And I didn't know because I was underage too. I didn't understand. And now that I understand and I see everything for what it is, you're sick. You're sick. You and everybody around you knew I wasn't even supposed to see the day of light right now. All the shit you was doing to me, I wasn't supposed to be here right now. You know that. Your friends know that. Your family know that. So don't get up on this internet and lie. You put me through a lot, gang. You put me through a lot. Every morning I wake up and wash my face and I look at my neck. I see all your scars on my neck. You put me through a lot. So don't front on this internet like you protected something. Why you ain't protect me in real life? What you protecting now? You couldn't protect me in real life. You're Cinq. Live your truth. You can't even look us in your eye and say I'm lying right now. You can't. A lot of this could have been avoided. Like I said, I gave the option 10 hours prior for all that stuff to be taken down before it dropped. You, big badass, said, nah, fuck drop it, because you thought I was never going to post it. You and
I'm gonna say this, bro.
So again, for people who don't, I guess the last little piece to that, I forgot I guess to come in with that. So I guess he just dropped a new song, and I think I want to say it's called, what was it called? Bitch You Weird or some shit like that. What was the name of this nigga new song that she didn't want him to put out? Boston Richey. I believe the song is. Let's see. Yeah, it's called Bitch You Weird. And she told him she didn't want him to put the song out. He put the song out, and that's when she exposed him. I didn't listen to the song because I guess the song is about her, or she felt like he was dissing her in the song and talking about her in the song. And she told him, if you put that song out, I'm going to expose you. And which she did. I mean, we here now. So again, like I said, I don't necessarily know who telling the truth and who not. Only thing I can sit here and say, if any man, even a woman, anybody, if you listening to my voice right now and you feel like you got to go above and beyond for anybody to stay in a relationship with you, and you got to do that much, and you have stuff to lose, and you feel like you're in jeopardy of losing everything and throwing everything away, or you got to sit here and just do anything to keep somebody happy in a relationship with you, bro, you don't need to be in that relationship. I promise you, somebody out here who will be happily to be in a relationship with you, and you ain't got to do, and they don't have to do all that extra stuff just to keep them in the relationship with you. Again, so long way just to sit here and say, bro, love yourself, so you ain't got to sit here and allow other people to get over on you and just deal with all of that.
Can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. Could you, knowing that, could you be in a relationship with somebody and not expect something? Like if you knew, like, damn, he did all this for her, could you actually really be in a relationship?
I know. You can't. I mean, even nigga by his just the way he rapping his music, shit. They got it's a little skit out here. This is a little dude who be running up the girls and because there's a joke. He got a song called Mr. Pay for Shit. So when you out here talking like that, like I'm talking about literally, if you ever get one day you got an opportunity. Yeah, you seen that little video of the dude who be doing it? They got it from him. So because that's one of his songs. So
like he be trying to talk to the girls.
Yeah, and just offering them with money. So that's some Boston Richey shit. So again, that whole little situation, he can't get in no relationship and not spend no money. But I'm talking about 50 to 100 bands. Like, nigga, that's like athlete money. And you don't got, and I'm not sitting here saying, I'm not pocket watching him, but you ain't fucking LeBron James or one of these niggas. Like, I'm sure that you can't afford to sit here and keep throwing money away like that. And you shouldn't want to. I'm not sitting here saying you got to be in a relationship and don't do nothing, but to that extreme, to me, is ridiculous. Just got locked up. I want to say he ain't even been home for nothing but a couple of months. I can't remember what he got locked up for. I don't think it was for no domestic violence, but it may have been. I don't necessarily know, because like I said, I'm not sitting here making it seem like I follow him like that, because again, I'm not really a fan of the rapping about nothing, but all he do is rap about tricking. Like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Like, that shit is cool for like young ass girls. And again, that's why I sit here and say it. I mean, we can kind of almost tie that into the conversation with Jay-Z, where he was sitting here saying rappers need to start rapping for their age. So Jay-Z sat down with the New York Times, and I guess realistically, my only thing, even went before I played the Jay-Z clip, I kind of was wondering where it's like, are you looking for rappers at a certain age to be rapping about, I guess, stuff like that? Like, are you looking for 40-year-old rappers who you may already have been fans of, to, like, let's say you lose somebody like Future. Are you looking for Future to sit here and rap like a 40-year-old man, or you just want Future to keep making music like Future make music? Because I don't necessarily know. Like, I would
think he still can rap. How much do it involve? Like, you can't still rap about the shit you was doing in 2016 if you.
I mean, I'm only reason why I'm gonna say I kind of disagree because it's just like a TV show. Because
but you're not living in that life no more.
Yeah, but who? But
you can't say, "Oh yeah, I'm still on Facebook." I mean, I'm still on MySpace. Like that.
No, I mean, but you're dating it. But let's keep it straight on. Let's keep it straight on drug rap. Everybody, and the reason why, and I think everybody is a hypocrite if you say you're looking for something else, because everybody hated Jeezy that last project Jeezy put out. Because you going to niggas for a certain sound, I think people, we are old enough to sit here and say, like, if I'm looking for something more intellectual and kind of like to stimulate my mind, I'm not even going to listen to music, period. I mean, I think it's like, again, I think that's one of the things where I think even rappers and entertainers got to be honest with themselves, bro. It's 2026. If I'm trying to like have my mind like going on some super political shit, or I want to hear talk on some grown man, I'm going to listen to a podcast. I'm not listening to a rapper. And I think that's sometimes we're like, even for some rappers, like niggas be trying to just do too much. Again, even when we saying talking about voting, I'm not going to no rapper to figure out who I'm about to go vote for. And I see Killer Mike right now, he getting killed on fucking threads. But again, Killer Mike is somebody a little bit different because Killer Mike kind of I talk about this all the time. He used his platform a lot more on political issues than necessarily even him putting out music. But I just think sometimes where it's like, I don't want to sit here, like when I listen to Jeezy, I want to hear Jeezy talk that street shit. Same thing with people who are Clips fans. Niggas want to hear Clips talk that trap shit. Niggas don't want to hear the Clips sit here and be trying to be like, I ain't like, you could throw a line in here and there about being a good dad or having kids and shit like that, but I'm not really like I'm not trying to listen to no nigga talk about that. Like if I want to hear somebody talk about being parenting, like nigga, you can cut on a podcast. Like music is for entertainment purposes. I'm trying to have a good time. I'm trying to take my mind off of shit. I'm not sitting here trying to hear no nigga lecture me. So I mean, I hear what Jay-Z sitting here saying, and that's what I kind of do with academics.
But would you want to hear like if he was talking about like Future put out a song? Oh, let's use Drake because his about to come out. If this was more so about streaming and all this, like, oh yeah, I'm streaming this, I got this, follow my, you know what I'm saying? Like, would you be okay with that?
No, I don't want to hear that. But I think, so again,
that's why I just say, like I said, if you still rap about drugs, but it's more up to date, then cool. But like I said, that's why I'm saying, like, you can't. If Drake started like, oh yeah, streaming this, or I'm doing this, I'm on this now, like, so now you probably trying to keep up with that younger crowd. Like that would be kind of.
Yeah, I mean that would be corny, but I don't think no rapper will rap about streaming. Like streamers that rap don't even rap about streaming.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's the thing now. So it's just like, well, damn, yeah, I got to keep up with these youngest. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be kind of crazy, right? For you trying to impress the youngest by doing that.
I guess I think if you sit here saying, to me, the extreme would be if you sit here saying, if Drake made a drill song, then I can understand people sitting here saying, all right, Drake is out of pocket. You're going against whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like now you chasing a younger sound. Like if Drake just became like if Iceman was a whole drill album, I can understand people like, nigga, you too old to be rapping like this. But if your whole entire career has been drug dealer, nigga, stay the drug dealer until you done. When I sit here, when you watch again, imagine if we sit here and cut on whenever 50 Cent and Courtney Kemp, shit, even with Courtney Kemp got her new joint about to come on Netflix. I'm sure in our mind, because it's Courtney Kemp and we know Courtney Kemp from Power, nobody's going to cut this new show on Netflix and think it's not going to be some relationship type of shit around some street shit. And she know that, and that's why the cover of the goddamn show got some guns in it, because she know what niggas looking for her for. I'm not trying to cut on a Courtney Kemp show and this shit be like fucking some ABC special shit. What are we talking about? Again, that's why I'm not mad at academics when he was sitting here saying that's just Jay-Z trying to sneak this Drake. I ain't mad at him when he's sitting here saying that because it kind of makes sense, because it's like, nigga, people like you for what they like you for. It's even just like sneakers.
Just Drake, wow.
Because Drake is 40 years old, and niggas was complaining that Drake was trying, like he still sound too young, like he sound like he's never matured in his music. And maybe it's easier for people to say that about Drake because Drake music is more lifestyle, is more introspective on him as a person. So yeah, do you want his music to sound a little bit more grown? I guess because that's the kind of music he make. His music is not really a subject matter. His subject matter is a little bit more dating. So would you want him to sit here and talk?
But then I still feel like it sounds a lot more grown now than it was when he first was named.
I mean,
like,
I'm with you because I even listened to some of his new,
like niggas buying you Sprinters for your birthday. Like, nah, we out cake. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
No, for sure.
So that's what I'm saying. It's more okay. Yeah, that's what we was doing back then. But now we upgraded this. So that's what I'm saying. How is that really like a shot at Drake for real?
Well, I mean, again, I agree with you saying, but I do think that was one of shit. Even think about when you sit here saying, I mean, you listen to Joe when Drake dropped his, what was it, for all the dogs? That was one of the critiques on that. He was like, when Drake was still rapping about dating bitches in their 20s. That was a critique. That was one of their little back and forths that he had where he was sitting here saying Drake still talk about dating women in their 20s. When he almost 40-some years old. So I understand where, again, like I said, that conversation gets super tricky on sitting here saying, because me personally, it's certain rappers that I go to, I want to hear that little, like, it's the little nigga from Philly who the 6'7" nigga, he just dropped the project. When I cut his project on, I wanted to feel like, hey, I'm on the treadmill. I want to feel like I just did 50 drills by the time I cut this nigga off. I did not come for him to be, I don't want to hear him talk about tricking with no bitches. I don't want to hear him talk about nothing else but shooting niggas. If I wanted to hear a nigga rap about trying to sing the bitches, I go listen to Boston Richey. I think every rapper already, you built your audience up to like you for what you are and who you are. You have to be very careful on when you're going to switch your sound up and how far you're willing to switch your sound up, because, I think you can turn people off.
Okay, so when do you become the boss? If you're still doing the drug dealing, you still selling nicks and dimes, when do you become the kingpin?
I mean, if you never made it the kingpin status, it's going to sound stupid. So you had to actually, because think about it, think about for T.I. and Jeezy, that was the difference between when both of them was at their peak. Jeezy was rapping from the almost like the BMF perspective, and T.I. was rapping from the nigga on the corner perspective. If you never made it to the kingpin, you can't rap about something you ain't never done, because it's going to sound stupid and niggas going to be able to hear the difference.
So that's what I'm saying. So, but could you keep your career just still rapping about I'm still on the street, just nickel and diamond, and I'm not leveling up? That's what
okay. So perfect example. I can see we can kind of even tie that into kind of rapping to when his raps became too rich. One of Meek's biggest critiques was, though, how many times you gonna keep rapping about this fucking watch?
But Meek still throw the struggles.
But nobody, and that's the shit people like. Nobody don't want to hear the nigga from Philly, because guess what? What made people
want to hear
I don't want to hear you rapping about a watch. There's nobody who can hear my voice right now. The biggest critique you have seen on Meek Mills outside of his fucking non-spelling ability on Twitter is him rapping about the fucking watches. Nobody don't want to hear that shit. Niggas want to hear you struggle. Niggas want to cool. You can be rich as shit. We don't give a fuck about that. But we want to hear when you talking that poor shit. When you was in Philly and you was sitting here doing this, that, and the third, like that's what niggas want to hear. Again, that's the same thing when we watching TV shows. Like you people, guess what, dog? I don't know how long, what soap opera shows still come on my what is it? Whatever the fuck the name of them shows come on. Them goddamn soap opera shows been on our whole entire life. You think that your mom or your grandmother, when they cut that shit on, they would want to, they know what they looking for. I don't know the names of none of them shows, but whatever them soap operas is that come on in the middle, All My Children and all that. Your parents would be pissed if they cut on All My Children, and guess what? Them white
reality ratchet TV type,
and they wasn't in there doing whatever the fuck they doing. Like I think we like certain shit for the purpose of it is. So I get what Jay-Z sitting here saying, but at the same time, I just think realistically, you can kind of just turn your audience off, and nobody can't say I'm lying, because look at how everybody shitted on Jeezy last album. Nobody want to hear that bullshit he was talking about. Nigga, don't get beside yourself just because niggas put on a tuxedo to come and see you. Nigga, we put tuxedos on to see you rap Thug Motivation 101. Don't try this other bullshit with these jazz flutes and all this other shit. Nobody don't want to hear that shit.
Okay, so let's stick with Jeezy. Because like you said, from the Thug Motivation, what other albums after that really? Because even like the recession, they was kind of like he kind of went away from the whole.
He did, but he didn't. So that's a perfect example where he found a healthy, because a lot of people will argue that the recession is one of his better albums. Some people will sit here and say the recession is a classic. I wouldn't, but some people, I've heard a lot of people say a recession is one of their favorite Jeezy albums. So he found the sweet space for that, where it's mature, but I'm still dibbling and dabbling a little bit with the street shit. Because what was one of the big songs off there? I don't want to go to court today. I got caught in the morning and I don't want to go. But shit, even perfect example though. And I'm glad we just brought Jeezy back in. One of Jeezy's biggest songs right now, and I'm sure he probably would have never known, and this was late in his career, Rest in Peace to Bankroll Fresh, is All There. That shit go viral right now. Today, it's still going viral. And that's what made me sit here and say this girl.
All day.
Yeah, this girl just sent me this joke. She sent me this shit the other day. That is literally, if you are a Jeezy fan, I can argue that is a top 5 Jeezy song right now. especially off of popularity. It may not even be your personal favorite, but if you sit here saying, if I ask a random person, hey, what name me a Jeezy song? Some people, especially younger people, first thing they may say is All That. Because that shit is super big on TikTok and on Instagram. Because some of the people they be doing this little junk, like they'll be saying something and then it'll just blend. I don't even know, because I can admit sometimes when I'm old and I don't get what the trend is or how they doing it. But like they'll say something crazy and then they'll just blend all day in.
Do y'all realize how much oil and anointing is on that song All There by the psalmist Young Jeezy and the psalmist Bankroll Fresh? It's so much. It's so much. Even them collaborating together, they understood the power of partnership, because where 2 or 3 are gathered, God is in the midst. But let me keep progressing. Dope Boy, 95 Air Max song. See, and a lot of people would have had a lot of judgment right there about that Dope Boy part. But before Brother Bankroll had passed, he understood Revelation chapter 12, verse 11, because we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. That's why he was testifying of that, right? Came from up the road, so you know I tax home. Is this not what Joseph did in Egypt during the famine? Yeah, he taxed them surrounding nations when they had to come buy food from Egypt. It's Bible. Do y'all not see that? You want a whole thing, hit me on the black phone, right? And this is biblical boundaries, because don't give people direct access to you that don't deserve it, right? Matthew chapter 7, verse 6 says, don't cast your pearls before swine. Do y'all not see that? And one could even argue that a hood guy, hot Cheeto, what a snack on. That's manna. That's provision from God. But, Young Jeezy, and I know Brother Bankroll passed, but bless you, men of God. Bless you. And
that shit was just funny. I just had to play that because this girl did send me this, Joni. I know she a huge Jeezy fan, and we both agreed that's a top 5 Jeezy song right now. Like I can't sit here. Yeah, it got to be top 5. Like I can probably try to name off some Jones, but that Jones, like literally every time it come on, I'd be like, damn, that's crazy. Like Bankroll Fresh didn't even get an opportunity to even perform that song live, to even get to see how popular that song became. So again, like I said, rest in peace to Bankroll Fresh, and that All There song is definitely a top 5 Jeezy song. Again, we got here from talking about the Jay-Z. I do just want to play the clip for people who may have not heard it. I mean, we kind of already voiced our opinions and our thoughts on it, so we can kind of go to something else after I play this Jay-Z Jones on Damn, I lost it because I was looking for here we go.
Well, the best thing anyone tell people all the time, never fight against the future. The future's coming. Artists, they were trying to recreate something that was already done, but they're not connected to it like that. They're not living it and breathing it. They were fighting against gravity as opposed to telling their story. We needed that other side. We needed to hear about what happens when you've had 4 successful albums. What happens? What is that feeling like? How do you make the next one? How did you get in the studio? How are your kids? How do you interact with them as this hip hop dad? But if you're trying to make young music and you're not young, it's going to be inauthentic, and people can feel that. You can smell it. People all the time. The best thing that anyone can do, like going through music, is to tell a story and just keep creating from that space. I love what the clips are doing right now and how it's authentic to them, and they're telling the story about their mom and dad who just passed away and how deep that is, with John Legend singing on the chorus, and everything that they've been through is an authentic display, a piece of classic material that it could have came out 96 or come out 2026. It still feels the same because it's real and it's authentic to who they are. The best thing people...
And I guess real quick, to kind of just to tap on that way, I can kind of agree a little bit, because I do even feel like for right now in Atlanta, they are having a new surgeon of trap rappers is coming out, and their voices are like super like high pitched, young, almost I guess for DMV people, where it's almost like early Shy Glizzy high pitch. It's the little dude I talked about last week. What is it? Hard Nod. And then it's another dude out here who got a song called what's his name? His name Belly, not Belly. It's Bally. It's Bally Baby. His name Bally Baby, and he got a song called Hustling Motherfucker. And then I'm talking about the pitch is high as hell. So I kind of agree. Like if you sit here, when you sit here saying maybe it's not subject matter, but maybe it's the sound that you are chasing. Like I couldn't imagine Jeezy trying to get on there and make his voice that type of pitch, or T.I. trying to make his voice that pitch where it's like you doing some high pitch auto-tune type of shit and hustling motherfucker. And the crazy thing is, the dude who got that song, the Bally Baby Joe, back in the day, because for people, if you really listen to the song, he kind of tied in one of his first hits because he used to be in a group. I forgot the name of the group, but they used to have a song called "I'm Make Something Shake." I know I'm fucking up the Joan, but it was an auto-tune song. And it was two dudes in the group. They had a song called "Make Something Shake," and they also had a song called "3 Times in a Row." Well, this young, he probably, again, that song was super popular. You talking about shit, this song was popular. Like, them songs was popular, like doing like live mixtapes. You talking about them songs was probably popular in 2010, 2012. Nigga probably fell off, did whatever. But the crazy thing is, and this is why I kind of fuck with Atlanta a lot, where if you go listen to his new project, he had a project out, and DJ Hood Rich King is hosting the project, and the mixtape, the covers like some purple, like lean and some pills and all that on the jump. The music is him like doing their new version of whatever hustling and trapping looked like in Atlanta. But he realistically, I don't know him. But I can only imagine where he will probably get pushed back in another city. Like, when the fuck was you a drug dealer? Because nigga, you had a hit record in 2010 or 2012, whatever year that was, when y'all had hit songs. But again, he probably fell off a little bit, got gained a lot of weight, and got to reinvent himself and come back out. Now he got one of the biggest trap songs in Atlanta right now. So again, like I said, I do kind of agree with Jay-Z a little bit on that. Maybe it's not the subject matter, but it's how you deliver the subject matter. If you sit here trying to do little like shit that the kids is doing, where it's like, and again, some people may be able to get away with it. Like, I feel like Kanye West can kind of get away with doing some of the shit that Playboy Cardi and Yeet and them niggas do, where you ain't really saying nothing. The music is just doing a bunch of shit, is making a bunch of noise. Because look at Travis Scott. And some people may argue that Travis Scott kind of opened the door for the Playboy Cardis and all of that. But look at it, he ain't young. His music is kind of very still youthful in that age group. I'm sure for older people, we kind of like, we probably put Travis Scott in the box with like Yeet and fucking Playboy Cardi, and then we really don't like running around listening to Travis Scott like that. You may play a Travis Scott song, but you ain't really sitting here like all day like, oh yeah, Travis Scott in my top 10 favorite rappers. Like, hell no. But for some kids, it probably is. So again, like I sit here and said, that's just something like I seen that conversation floating around with Jay-Z, and it kind of made me think about it a little bit. And then again, we sit here talking about like rappers and just that hip hop space is kind of just out of pocket. I do think sometimes, and this is why I'll say this all the time, academics should just keep breaking the news, because I think his opinion on fucking music is just absolutely horse dog shit. I want to play this clip of him sitting here saying Jay-Z never was the bar. That to me was kind of some of the craziest shit I ever heard in my life.
60. How are you talking about his fashion sense at 60? Like, we got to cut it out. Jay-Z 60, fashion icon. Anyone below the age of 30 looks at Jay-Z remotely close to how people look at him over the age like 40. They just look at him as he was a good rapper. That's it. This idea of him being a GOAT, I don't think younger folks look at him like that. I think it's kind of like the conversation, except I don't believe that Jay ever really got immortalized like how Michael Jordan got immortalized as number one. Because Jay-Z isn't the standard that we compare musicians to. There is no standard. There is no Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of rap. There is no Michael Jordan of rap. Now, and I'm talking about rapper-esque, I believe who's more immortalized as an artist and embodying hip-hop, where people could say there's a standard. I think Pac, in an artist perspective, is that where people, it's constantly, he's a barometer of a certain type of embodiment of hip hop, where people be like, yo, this moving like he's Pac. I've never seen them say you're moving like Jay-Z. What the fuck does that mean? Like, think about it. That's what it means. Yo, he's trying to be like Mike. That's the standard. The standard is Mike. Yo, be like Mike. It's actually a fucking movie. It's a fucking phrase, right? Is it a movie? I might be tripping on that. But like, that was a profound phrase. Be like Mike. Mike, the standard. Everybody should try to adopt to the standard, right? When it comes to hip hop, I've never heard Be Like Jay, ever.
And again, I wish I would have seen here and sent myself a clip. It was a dude on TikTok. No, that's what I'm saying. It was a dude on TikTok who had he played this clip of academics, but he had a video where, in his video, he broke it down and literally played a clip of Drake saying that he wanted to be like Hov, Lil Wayne, Kendrick Lamar. It was a long list of niggas who can actually rap, who have came out of their mouth and sit here and said that Jay-Z was the bar and they was trying to be like Hov. And he even had, and Drake, and then, because niggas know how much academics suck Drake dick. They was sitting in the comments of this dude section. This nigga Drake used to literally say in a song, I used to want to sign to the Rock. Now I'm more like Jay. Like, what the fuck? That to me is kind of something like, again, that's why I sit here and say academics is cool to sit here and break the news and let me know what's going on that I may not be familiar with on some Lauren LaRosa shit. I just don't want to hear his opinion and his takes on nothing because you just fucking stupid. And again, that's kind of where I can, and that's why I sit here and say it where it's like, when you're talking about just like aging out of certain shit, when you're talking for a living, you can absolutely try to sound too young. Like, you trying to sound young and sound sweet right now, where it's like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're too old to be repeating stupid shit like this. Even if you heard kids on the internet say something like this, like, I would probably respect this if this was from somebody 20, 21 years old, because I kind of understand that Jay-Z hasn't really been active in the last 10 or 15 years for real. But
yeah. Okay, you saying it like that. If it was like Kaden and them, like,
if they said that, I'm okay, cool. I'm not gonna argue with you with that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's why even again, you can kind of even tie this into sports a little bit. There's nobody, you can't sit here and tell me if you somebody 40 years old or you 35 and older and you pushing getting close to 40, where you sitting here having like real conversations about LeBron James not being the greatest basketball player you've seen. I get it for a kid. Like, you'll see kids in the comment section trolling and shit. But when you get older and you see how your body move when you get up in age, to watch a nigga 41, damn near about to be 42 years old, still be able to carry a team to the second round of the playoffs with his son playing on the team, bro. I'm not about to argue with niggas about nothing else. I got 2 eyes and I'm 41, about to be 42 in a couple of weeks. Nigga, I know how my body feels some days. I know for a fact I don't give up. Some days I can bench 275. Nigga, some days I'm 225. I can't do nothing. So to see this nigga kind of go through the game and kind of do, that's why, again, sometimes when you're talking about like having age appropriate conversations where it's like, in music, it's a little bit harder, but when you talking, that shit academics be saying, they be like, bro, you to kids. Because no grown ass adult gonna sit here and believe it, because we old enough to remember when Wayne was trying to be like Jay-Z. Niggas is old enough to sit here remember when Drake first came out, nigga, and that's why it was always certain niggas that you always knew he was gonna get a feature from. It was going to be a Jay-Z feature. It was going to be a Ross, and it was going to be a Wayne feature on every Drake album. That wasn't just by fucking happenstance. Like, it wasn't for Kendrick Lamar to get solidified to sit here and get him a Drake joint on fucking swimming pools. Like, niggas used to sit here and hold their breath for a fucking Jay-Z feature. I remember 2 Chainz being mad that he never had a Jay-Z feature. So again, like I said, that to me was kind of just was that one. I guess to switch gears a little bit, let's kind of get into some talking about adult shit. Let's talk about a little. Let's go DMV.
I'm in Charles County at St. Charles High School. There's some breaking news here. Police have found a gun in a student's locker. Let me give you some background on this. Yesterday here, administrators were tipped off that a student may have been in possession of a weapon. Administrator confronted that child, school resource officer as well. They wanted to search him. That child pushed back. They were able to stop the kid, and they found a gun, what's called a ghost gun, a gun, a polymer gun that does not have a serial number. In that kid's waistband, he also had a THC vape. That was yesterday. Now today, Charles County Sheriffs returned here to continue their investigation into that weapon found yesterday. And in a locker, they found yet another gun. So the school has actually dismissed early. The students have been removed. And just a little while ago, we saw a number of sheriff's vehicles, canines, moving in. They're going to do a more. We're told to leave their book bags in their lockers. We're going to be out here, and we'll let you know what, if anything, more they find. I'm in Charles County.
And this press conference that's taking place today could have a very more tragic outcome.
I'm Matt Gregory in Charles County, Maryland, where this week police found two 15-year-old boys brought guns to St. Charles High School. And it's what detectives uncovered at their homes that painted a disturbing picture. So police found the first boy had a loaded gun in his waistband at school, and in that gun, a Glock switch, one of those full auto mechanisms for guns. Now, when the police went to his home, officers found a 3D printer to make the pieces to put the gun together. The other boy, police found a loaded gun in his locker at school. And when they went to his home, police found 5 handguns, 1 rifle, several high-capacity magazines, and dozens of bullets. Now, both of these boys are 15, and the sheriff wouldn't speculate about a motive or plans. But we reporters, we asked him, with all this stockpiling and building of guns happening under their roofs, should the parents face charges?
We work very closely with the state's attorney's office and look at all the facts involving these particular cases. So those particular laws are on the book. If there's some negligence in the home, that the state attorney looks at those particular issues.
And again, when we see his hand talking about adult conversations, and this is the reason where I'm pissed at the police officer saying, what are you talking about negligence in the home, dog? This is in the house. This nigga, that's for people. Maybe again, of course, me and Marcus been selling t-shirts since we was kids, dog. If anybody have ever seen a screen printing fucking machine, you can sit the machine on the table, but that machine still take up space. That little ghost gun creating thing, whatever he had, bro, that shit take up space. It's not something you could just hide. And the other nigga got 5. No, what? Tell me, this is the thing. We talking about bad parents and why the parents should be locked up. How can you sit here and tell me as a parent, your kid got 5 guns in the house and you didn't know not one of them was there?
Was it the kids or was it like the parents? Did the guns belong to the parents?
I mean, I don't, but I'm only going off that when they went to the house, it was 5 guns there. So I don't necessarily know who they was, but one of the boys get picked up with I'm sure this wasn't a parent gun. Because if you a parent, what the fuck you got a gun with a switch in the house for?
Well, yeah, not that one, but the ones in the house. I mean, I feel like the parents should be held accountable to a certain extent.
I mean, I feel like they need to be held to the fucking fullest extent. Like, I feel like we kind of, and I sent the homegirl of mine these videos, and she was just like, that's the crazy thing about just when you see here saying the powers of what happens with gentrification when people get pushed out of DC and they start to get pushed to Waldorf. Because I'm sure if you lived in the DMV area your whole life, even if you just sit here and say, hey, I used to go to Go-Go's, like niggas wouldn't even take their guns out Waldorf because the fucking police was so strict over there. Like niggas used to get pulled, like knew like, all right, if I'm gonna get pulled off from Waldorf, it may be for like a roach. Niggas knew not to even smoke no real, like you can't even go in the Waldorf with a whole J. So the fact that you sit here now, you got kids taking guns to school in Waldorf is kind of crazy to me. And that to me is like, and when you kind of wish, like you hope that they ain't chase all the good white people out, because that's when I need my white neighbors to kind of get a little bit more loud and a little bit more aggressive about these conversations to kind of help push some of this shit to kind of get like, yes, come on, dog. There's no, because most, again, if you grew up in that area, you sit here thinking like, it's certain areas in Maryland that you kind of like, hey, I want to move, get my kids a little better growing up. Waldorf used to be one of them places. Like I can get my kids from away from all of this crazy shit, and my kids to go to school with a bunch of white kids. Because realistically, is some of those Waldorf schools, it's still like that. You do see a lot more black kids than it used to be when we were younger. Because at one point in time when we was young, it was nothing but white people that went to them high schools in Waldorf. When now it's kind of like it's a nice little 60-40 where you still may get, and then you still get a little bit of sprinkle of everybody else as well. So again, just like, I ain't gonna lie to you though, them parents should be charged with something. There's no way in hell, if I'm a parent and I go to that school, and my kid go to that school, I'm going to be sitting here calling and trying to figure out how these parents ain't getting charged with something. Because how the hell you sitting here saying that this nigga got a whole ghost gun printer in his house, and then the other nigga,
a 3D printer.
I mean, a 3D printer, whatever, but it's still,
but that's what I'm saying.
They're using it for the ghost gun shit.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. You could have been using, like you said, we had t-shirts making sure I don't know what you like if they didn't come in there or whatever, like it's in your room, like especially you talking about a teenager, your parents don't come in your room that often, especially nowadays. So you in there making it, you know, like I said, if I now get it, like I said, if it was registered to them, yes. But if it ain't registered to them, I don't know how you did that, how you got that in here. I don't go behind, like you said, remember that time we was talking about the lady who found the money from her son or whatever. And you question where you get this money from, where does money come from? You don't know it. Like I said, how many times you didn't have money in your shoebox, you know what I'm saying? And your parents don't know it.
For sure. But I feel like that to me is a little bit easier to sit here and hide. You sit here saying, yeah, a shoe, and that's why I'm even seeing situations. If it was just one gun and you go to their house and it wasn't like you can't have 5 guns. Are you sitting here saying one shoebox full of money? It's easy because at that point in time when you're younger, you ain't throwing away your shoeboxes or nothing, so you keep the shoebox, so it's easier to blend it. If you just had one gun, I can understand how a nigga, especially a handgun, I can understand how you can hide a handgun, but if you look at this fucking picture, dog, one of them fucking guns this nigga picked up, it's a goddamn fucking shotgun. It's a damn like a assault rifle. So it's like, how do you sit here and to me, like you can't, man, no, the parents have to sit here and take some type of blame for that. There's no way in hell you sitting here telling me that your kids can sit here and just feel that comfortable with having guns in the house and then taking a gun to school and walled off. Oh, this is walled off.
Should be charged like for not, if you have a gun, you're supposed to keep it, locked up and stuff like that. So if that was a parent's gun, then yes.
I'm sure it ain't the parent's gun because if it was the parent's gun, the police wouldn't be able to take it. That mean you said because let's say if those was the parents' guns and those guns was registered to the parents, guess what? When the police came in and they found the guns in the house and the guns registered to the parents, you can't take the guns. But if you telling me you got illegal guns and now they got it in the goddamn when they doing a police press conference and they got the 5 guns right there on display, who guns is these? So you telling me like, come on, dog? Like I'm not in here, man. Ain't no way in hell. You gotta start locking some of these parents up because some of that shit is just getting ridiculous. And it ain't never. You can't never sit here and tell me how it's going to get better. And that's why those conversations where it's like when we talk about even in it bleeding over to DC and all the kids, like I ain't gonna lie to you. I love every time I see one of them videos come up and it's popping up and they talking about what's going on in DC with these kids and these curfews. I run to the comment section every time before I even listen to the video because I love the fact of seeing more people sit here and echoing the sentiments that I've been saying, bro. Start charging these parents. Like it was a video of these kids sitting here saying we just need a 24-hour rec center. Man, they was killing that little girl in them comment section. Like what the fuck do y'all need a 24-hour rec center for? Your little ass should be in the house at a certain time. What the fuck do you need a 24-hour rec center for? Real quick, we can stay in the DMV area.
You're on your way home, on the way to a Nats game, and you see traffic like man is on top of the Frederick Douglass Bridge. He is protesting what he says is the Trump administration and the war in Iran. DC police have closed the bridge, which means people are not able to get off South Capitol Street. The man was actually up on that bridge span back in 2022 protesting the Supreme Court's overturning of Roe versus Wade. Last time he was up there for 28 hours, and we understand that he's got a sleeping bag up there and maybe preparing to do that again. Well, DC police negotiate with him to come down so they can restore the roads. So you're on.
Why not respect this gangster? Because I ain't know where the hell I'm climbing up there.
You got a sleeping bag up there.
No, you like I
still up there.
Like right now today?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, shout out to that nigga. He different because
that was the game.
That was Friday.
Yeah, because they showed with the fireworks went off. He was still up there. Yeah, because I want to say he changed clothes and all that.
Yeah, I respect that. That's white people shit. I respect it though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Ain't no way in hell I would do it. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Yeah, and it's some messed up shit going on in the world. But like climbing up there, like yeah, come on, dog. Because if you woo,
stand up there, it's crazy.
Nigga, if you make one false move, buddy, it is rap city in the basement for you. It's over. And that's a painful death. Like, there's some certain ways.
So you ain't sleep or nothing?
Don't come up there and get him.
All right, but you go to sleep, nigga, you can roll. That shit ain't but so big.
Well, nigga, you better not be no goddamn wild sleeper, nigga. What's gonna be wild thoughts for your silly ass? I don't know what to tell you. You better fucking sleep and be very careful on the way you sleep. I'm sure you don't get no real like heavy sleep in the first place. I'm sure your sleeping pattern ain't gonna be as hard as it would be if you was in the house like on some drunk shit. Like, yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe your sleep pattern would be like that. One more thing real quick before we get into I guess we can stay in parenting. We kind of stay in parenting. I do want to play. It's a video of the young boy going viral in Philly. He is in Philly. I would play the clip of them reading, but I mean, I think he had like some music in it, so kind of I got to be very careful with the music situation because I ain't trying to get my shit flagged on YouTube. But I will play people talking about it and explaining what was going on in the video because I kind of was like, I felt because they were sitting here they were trying to expel the boy and sit here and stop him from graduating, and I'm wrong for sitting here asking niggas to read and they can't read. How the fuck is that his fault?
No, I think for posting it, right? You video somebody and then you posted it.
That's bullying.
Huh?
Like what were you post? Yeah. What was the purpose of you posting it?
You making fun of somebody reading?
Oh, y'all crazy as shit.
What you mean? Nigga, if somebody, hold up. You were in school, right? And you was reading, you had to read out loud, and somebody recorded that.
Nigga, I can barely read now. I'm just like Jess Hilarious, and I come on this motherfucking mic and still try to read. What the fuck? Oh, well, if I can't read, that's my fault. Nigga, who the fuck problem is that? Why the fuck am I getting suspended? So that's like, what the fuck is
you recorded it and you put it on the internet?
Just like the teachers get in trouble for doing the little TikToks and all that shit, getting fired. What the hell you making fun of? You making a mockery of somebody who can't read?
Oh, they in high school, dog.
Okay.
Oh, that's it's fucked up. That's the way the school system is, but you still get in trouble.
And you making the
because-
school system look bad too.
So listen to what I'm saying. So why should I be in trouble? The school system, if anybody should be in trouble, it should be the school,
The
not
school
me.
didn't post that video. You posted that
it.
video.
And right, so now even if we've been passing these motherfuckers on, you made it known that we
that y'all done passed on a bunch of dumb
so why the
motherfuckers who
fuck
can't
you
read.
think I'm not gonna suspend your ass for that shit?
Nah, that's crazy, dog. Y'all crazy shit.
2 viral videos circulating around the internet right now where high school students are being asked to read a passage and certain words, and they're struggling. Like, it's really bad. I'm a veteran teacher, and I know how bad it's gotten, but I had secondhand embarrassment watching both of those videos. Like, it was awful. Words like silhouette, extraordinary, colonel, choir, accommodate, schedule. They struggle to read those words. And you can say it's parents, you can say it's teachers, but we all know it's also systemic. So now the person asking them and recording this was a fellow student. Do you know that student is currently in trouble, currently being threatened with no prom and no graduation? So the student in question posted this. I would post a part 3, but the school board is trying to expel me, stop me from going to prom, and stop me from walking at graduation, all because you expose what everybody already knows, that kids can't read and they struggle with spelling and writing essays. Who doesn't already know that? Now, I will say these kids post all manner of nonsense and foolishness on a daily basis, and I don't see the school board running to take it down, but because kids can't read and they're interviewing each other, trying to read words. Now this kid is about to be expelled, can't go to prom, and can't walk at graduation.
Shit, perfect. Remember old girl? Remember after we played her clip a while ago when she used to do the little joint? Her son in the car, and she was like, "Oh, my boyfriend wanted to borrow your VC or your what's name?" He got in trouble.
For what?
For her videos.
What? Why? It's just him and her in the car.
No, that's what I'm saying. The school, whatever, somebody posted somebody. I don't know if she had an OnlyFans or something like that, but her because he played basketball, he played sports, and they like she couldn't go to the games no more and all that. That's what I'm saying. Though I get why they probably try to suspend them.
I get, man. I don't get why they're trying to suspend them. To me, I think if the bigger problem is with the school board, and again, because and it's even a dude. I don't know if y'all ever see the joint that's going. It's a little dark skinned nigga. And he be asking people, "Do you think you smart?" He always go up to girls like who be like half naked outside in front of the club or whatever case may be. And he'll always ask them like, "Hey, you think you smart?" And everybody always be like, "Yeah." And he'll ask them some basic shit, and they don't be knowing. Like, bro, I'm not somebody who hide behind it. I'd say know where my weaknesses ain't and my strongnesses is. I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like I'm the sharpest knife in the drawer. But guess what? I know that I wouldn't do if I know I can't read. I'm not about to let some nigga come and record me trying to read.
But they was in school, wasn't they? And the teacher said, okay, if the teacher told you to read, then you read.
But you see how close the camera was in these? He was right there with his camera in their face. It's like, hey, read this sentence. No, man, get this camera the fuck out my face.
Oh, it was like he was from behind them. Like
fuck no, he was in their face with the camera, like literally right in their face. Like they was damn near taking a selfie. This was, I get it. Like, again, I would understand him getting in trouble. Like, if this was in the classroom, the teacher, like, hey, read out loud. He's sitting in the back of the class recording the kids and they fucking stuttering and shit. I get that. I can respect if this.
That's not what this was.
Hell no. This is him in their face. Like, let me show y'all so y'all can see the shit. Hell no. This nigga was close as shit in their face. Where the video at? Oh, I ain't save it, but yeah, he was close as shit in their face with that one. So again, like I said, I'm mad at the school for sitting here trying to suspend them. If you sit here and really feel bad for them kids, then hold them fucking kids back and help them get their shit together. Like that to me, I don't even know how. I think realistically, I mean, I guess if I'm a teacher to kind of avoid some of those things, I think realistically, you probably just need to kind of get, and I understand that nobody don't want to do it, but you probably need to start to let some of these kids start to read out loud. Because if you don't do it, because if you don't, how do you know if a kid really can't read if the only time they ever had to read out loud is some kid trying to pull a prank on them, or not even a prank, but just trying to sit here and expose it on social media. Like, I don't even necessarily know because I haven't been in school in however many years, and I don't necessarily, it never was a thing to really sit here and read out loud, even when I was in school. So I can imagine, I know that it ain't a thing now. So it's kind of like, even, and if I'm a parent and I see my kid in this video, like, I can't even be mad at the little boy. I kind of I'm gonna feel a little bit of embarrassment to my kid, especially my kid about to graduate from high school and you can't read. Then they got to have a conversation like my mother told me, hey, buddy, you ain't college material, Jack. We're going to have to figure something else out. Ain't no fucking, we ain't taking no SATs. You ain't filling out no applications. We ain't even about to fucking waste our time playing them type of games, nigga. But you're going to have to do something. There's no way in hell you're going to sit here and tell me that this shit supposed to be just normal. Nah, dog. Let me play this one other lady, John. We can move to something else.
Oh, there's this viral video going around of high school students being tested on their reading ability solely for the sake of content, and they're incapable of pronouncing words like silhouette, kernel, extraordinary, and gouache. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know what gouache is. But when I initially watched the video, I was taken back a little bit. You know, I was thinking, well, maybe Auntie Whitney was wrong. Maybe the children aren't the future. But as soon as the kikis and the hee-hees ceased in my mind, I remembered that a lack of literacy at that scale can't be fully blamed on parental or personal failure. It is a systemic issue. And then you have states like my home state of North Carolina, where teacher pay is ranked 46th in the entire nation. Now, I'm a product of public school education. I'm the proud daughter and granddaughter of public school educators. My mom has been in the North Carolina public school system for as long as I've been alive, 30 plus years. And yet she does not receive raises, nor is she compensated for having a master's degree. And there is absolute correlation between teacher pay, teacher shortage. Look at this pay scale. A first-year licensed teacher in North Carolina with a 4-year bachelor's degree making $41,000 a year. Studies show that a single adult living in North Carolina with no kids needs at least $46,745 to afford a basic standard of living. So teachers aren't even entering their profession with the means to afford their bills. Then, when you hit 15 years, your pay plateaus and you do not get another step increase until 25 years of service. 10 years without a step increase. Where they do that at? North Carolina, clearly. And now North Carolina is going on over 300 days into the fiscal year without a state budget. Mind you, the only state in the nation without an updated state budget. You know what's crazy? The other day, CNN reported that over 71% of public school teachers have a second job. How are you teaching throughout the day, grading throughout the night, and driving Uber and busting tables on the weekend? I have literally witnessed my mom use the money she already don't have enough of to then pay for classroom supplies. In North Carolina alone, reports are showing that teachers are spending an average of $1,600 of their own money on classroom supplies. So this isn't just about politics. These are real people having to make tough decisions because their classrooms and their bank accounts are feeling the real world consequences of not treating teachers like the valuable foundational leaders that they are. So now in North Carolina specifically, over 20 school districts are being closed on Friday because of a huge teacher protest happening in Raleigh. And I love that for y'all. My mom is retiring this year and they about to give her scraps after 30 years of service. Y'all got my mama and North Carolina teachers messed up, and y'all messing up these students in the process. I'm mad. So there's this viral video going around of high school.
Again, like I said here, if I was a parent in this situation, I would just be mad and disappointed in my kid and try to figure something else out. But I guess real quick, in other news, real quick, we can kind of talk about Ice Spice. Ice Spice, you may have duked us all, and niggas may owe Ebro an apology because Ebro was the only person who said he felt like this was some promo. And again, like I said, I seen that they was the Wendy's and Ice Spice was kind of leaning in it immediately before Ice Spice to come out with a fucking Wendy's little special of the. I ain't gonna lie to you, because now it kind of make me be like, damn, did Ice Spice allow herself to get? I mean, I guess that's the times that we live in. People do worse shit for clout. So I mean, it's kind of like.
Wendy's upgraded their OG spicy chicken sandwich.
Like what? Like, how much money would Wendy's had to pay you to sit here and kind of and set that one up and even allow that to kind of even play out that way? It seemed like
she ain't get knocked out.
I mean, she ain't get knocked out, but I mean, I guess I feel like people probably ain't even. The crazy thing is it's not even. I guess if you put it on the scale, if we rating it on the scale of like 1 to Boston Richey, I guess she's still at a 1. So it kind of really just like if that's the worst thing, you kind of get a little fake slap and then you get a Wendy's commercial. And that kind of was all like a little parlay for the the Cavaliers funny as shit for this. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They had the Iceman jump.
I just noticed what it was.
That was kind of funny. Again, like I said, shout out to Ice Spice, shout out to Wendy's. I ain't mad at them. Go ahead and get your money. I guess while we kind of talking about influencers, I can play this clip of this dude talking about his spending money with big influencers.
Did a partnership with iShowSpeed, 86 million impressions in literally a course of like 2 weeks to a month. Although those impressions were pretty incredible and built credibility for us because speed is so big, our sales were very low. Only when we started retargeting in other ways were we able to make up for those impressions. I believe that nano influencers, people you trust, people that are your friends, are going to be the next stage in building trust, finding a smaller ecosystem of people that are going to create the spark for everyone else to find out about your product. We did a partnership.
I say this all the time, and I don't necessarily remember if I said it on here, but I do believe that I do think regular small, I'm not going to sit here and say small influencers like you only can have like 200 or 300 followers, but I think people who may be like in that little sweet spot, like right under 10,000, or they may be like in that 10 to 20,000 range, and they kind of post a lot like on a daily basis and kind of still communicate with their followers via social media in the comment section, or still like on threads and Twitter every day talking to people back and forth. I do think those influencers are a little bit more relatable, and I think people pay attention to them more than the super famous influencers where they got millions of followers and they feel kind of almost out of touch and out of reach, where people kind of stop really whatever they even got on or what they got going on their regular day-to-day basis, because those people almost to the point where they feel like celebrities, where you kind of pay attention to the influencers who feel like they're your friend almost, because we on social media every day talking about sports, so we talking about whatever TV shows, and they kind of like somebody like Kev on Stage. Kev on Stage got millions of followers, but Kev on Stage be so much on social media and still kind of having banter with people back and forth on social media. He almost feel like you can see obviously by his follower count, his views, that he's famous, especially social media famous, but at the same time, he still feels like a regular dude. So I feel like somebody like him, he can kind of almost will be like that sweet spot of sitting here trying to like finesse into his influence. I guess let's give.
I told BT if I'm hosting, we gonna do this my way. Rule number 1, Jamie Foxx, take that big ass hat off. Rule number 2, Sexy Red, no leggings, rompers, or bodysuits. We don't need no wrestlers, no wrestlers on the red carpet. What's up? It's Druski, your host for the BET Awards 2026. I told BT if I'm hosting, we gonna do this my way. Rule number 1.
Again, yeah, shout out to Druski, BET
Fat
Award.
boy, you ain't influenced that, buddy.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. I ain't nobody thinking about that stupid ass nigga. Like, he said that shit. I feel like I ain't even seen him on the internet since he said that shit. Real quick, I guess since Erica stepped out, we kind of touch on sports real quick. You got any big takeaways from the first round? My first big takeaway is, bro, basketball in general, please, bro, put the threes down, dog. Like, let's please put the fucking threes down. The threes is the reason why the ball.
Saying put the mics down. Nigga, people seeing how it is, niggas gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, and you see the reason why niggas is losing. The reason why Boston Celtics is sitting their black ass home and blew a 3-1 lead because they kept trying to shoot threes.
Yeah. When they hitting, they hitting.
Man, fuck that, nigga. You better, man, put the threes down, dog.
That ain't gonna never leave.
It need to. I guarantee you, the teams is gonna keep good. The teams that will continually keep going up is the teams who sit here and go to the basket. Teams that get to the mid range. Nigga, OKC the best team in the NBA, and them niggas don't shoot a bunch of threes. Their best player is not a 3-point shooter. Their best player is a mid range assassin. So eventually, I'm telling you, it's going to go away sooner than later. They may be just hanging on to it by a thread. But again, if OKC win another championship and this nigga go back to back on the MVP, how do you sit here and realistically sit here and say to keep shooting the threes is the right thing to do? I literally watched the Boston Celtics blow a 3-1 lead because them niggas couldn't stop shooting threes. I was watching that game last night, like, nigga, are y'all niggas serious? Them niggas went. I want to say that I think the final jump for 45 from 3. 13 from 45, and I may be giving them 2 extra ones. It may went 11 for 45. I can't even remember but that shit was ridiculous, dog. Like, why
Detroit did that, and that's how they won.
Damn, some teams get lucky. That don't mean necessarily niggas. Man, come on, Detroit. I guarantee you, their coach happy as hell that he saved his fucking job for another day, because his ass probably would have been looking on the chopping blocks of getting fucking fired if they would have fucking got bumped out this first round.
Wow, this is first.
I don't know how long he been there, but nigga,
They fired the other one. The other one's Orlando. That was the one right? Bernie Bickerstaff. I mean, what's his name, son?
I don't know, but I know for a fact his ass would have got fired if they was the number 1 seed and they would have got bumped out the first round by this Orlando Magic's team. It was definitely looking crazy.
You can't do that.
Shit, well,
because you done fired 2. That's what I'm saying. You can't keep firing coaches and they winning still.
You can fire him if the niggas keep getting bumped out the first round. I guarantee you, Joe Mazzulla for the Boston Celtics, his only excuse is that Jason Tatum was kind of hurt all season, and realistically, y'all handicapped my team because you got rid of everybody because you felt like we wasn't going to win shit in the first place because Jason Tatum was already hurt. So you realistically, Boston went into this season, which I will kind of give Jaylen Brown a lot of credit for, because they went into that. They got rid of everybody. They got rid of Drew Holiday. They got rid of Porzingis. They got rid of all the niggas who kind of made that team. Shit, even they had what's my boy name at one point in time this season? They had Anthony Simons and got rid of him.
But that's what I'm saying. But look at you. But look what you about to say. You would get rid of him, right? But you got rid of whatchamacallit, and you brought him in. He won you a championship. So again, why would you fire him if you got rid of the coach that you got rid of? You got rid of him. He ain't done nothing since he left it. Why would you fire another coach? What ain't that gonna change? You did win a championship. So why would you fire him? That's crazy.
Man, that 3-point shooting shit is a turnoff, dog. I'm sorry.
I mean, but that's the NBA now.
Yeah, and they need to fix that shit. Because shit, even look at, again, like I said, the teams that don't shoot a lot of threes, I guarantee you those are gonna be the teams that's gonna be in the championship. Perfect example, again, the Denver Nuggets, soft as cotton grease, all that motherfucking the Joker, the best big man, top 5 big man of all time. Yeah, y'all can pack that shit up. I've been told y'all.
Should have never fired the coach.
Man, fuck firing a coach. That nigga need to play some defense. That nigga too big to be that fucking sweet in the lane. That nigga was like a fucking lollipop down there.
But that's what I'm saying. Personnel. You get rid of the people that you should have kept. Michael Porter Jr., you got rid of him.
I mean, what the fuck did he do? Nigga, the Brooklyn Nets ain't even probably win 10 games.
Right, but he's on that team. He fit in that team.
Man, the nigga they got rid of him for, that nigga was hooping that game. Michael Porter Jr. ain't no motherfucking, he ain't nobody lifesaver. Nigga, yeah, he cool when he can hide behind the Joker the same way he cool when Jamal Murray can hide behind. Man, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Nigga, the joke, fuck all them extras, whatever niggas. You can't tell me a nigga's a top 5 center of all times and he get put out the first round by a team with no all-star on the team. No, I'm talking about not a fucking nowhere near close to an all-star on that team. You got put.
Anthony Edwards all-star.
Nigga, Anthony Edwards ain't played the last 2 games.
I mean, but they still had all-stars.
He didn't play when they got game. Nigga, they went to a game 7. Anthony Edwards was nowhere to be found. What you mean? Anthony Edwards was hurt.
Julius Randle was all-star.
When?
With the Knicks.
All right, dog.
He was all-star. He made the all-star team.
He been in Minnesota for 2 years. He ain't no all-star in Minnesota. Julius Randle ain't the reason why they won that fucking game the other night.
Oh, it was another McDaniels or whatever.
McDaniels and fucking Rudy Gobert. McDaniels ain't an all-star. Rudy Gobert ain't an all-star. Them 2 niggas put belt to ass. And they had another nigga who was only his second. The point guard, the nigga they had playing point guard in that game. What was that, game 6 or game 7? Because did it go to a game 7? Because they lost 3-2, so it went to a game 6. So yeah, so a game 6. It didn't even go to a game 7. The point guard that played in that game, that was his second game starting of the whole season. They was down DiVincenzo, they down Anthony Edwards, they was down the other little nigga with the dreads who had 40 the other night when they lost.
And I think that right there. See, I think that's what messed them up, because when DiVincenzo went down, that put a spark in the team. We don't have DiVincenzo, we don't have Anthony Edwards. That put a spark in the team. That's what I'm saying. Those momentums, you gotta know how to carry it.
The joke ain't who y'all niggas trying to sell me.
I mean, well, shit. I don't know what else. What would look worse, Embiid or him?
What you mean?
If Embiid would have got bounced in the first round,
you got bounced by a nigga who in the MVP conversation. You ain't get bounced. You wouldn't have got bounced by Jaylen Brown. He's gonna be. He was in the top.
But you keep getting bounced.
Who? But he keep getting bounced by Boston. You got bounced
by everybody. He ain't get just. It ain't just Boston. He's been bounced by everybody.
Listen to what I'm saying. Cool.
Ain't even sniffed the final.
Listen to what I'm saying. All of that is cool. I don't give a fuck. He ain't never get beat by no team without no fucking all-star.
Okay.
Nigga, Minnesota don't have an all-star right now. We ain't talking about Anthony Edwards did not play. Anthony Edwards did not play. They lost 2 games without Anthony Edwards. The Denver Nuggets lost 2 games to Minnesota without Anthony Edwards. I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. Don't fucking keep distracting and saying, what about this other? Fuck all them other niggas. We talking about the nigga who got 3 MVPs who don't deserve. Nigga who was telling me, oh, he the best big man of all times. He better than Shaq. Shaq would never in his fucking life get put out no fucking playoffs by no team that don't got a Hall of Fame on there. Fucking all-star. What the fuck are we talking about, dog? Stop making excuses for these bum-ass niggas. This nigga is fucking ass. Nigga can't play defense. If you can't play 2 ways, I don't want to fucking hear your name mentioned with no fucking body.
Okay.
Basketball this ain't fucking football. You ain't sitting in the pocket just passing. You ain't a quarterback, nigga. You got to play both ends of the ball. Fucking the Joker can't play no defense, and fucking Rudy Gobert had that nigga in fucking hell. I ain't trying to hit none of that shit. Take his fat ass back to Serbia and fucking go hit the fucking weight room, you fat bitch. Like, come on, dog. I'm cool on that shit. You gotta stop that sucker ass shit. This ain't fucking Jason Whitlock or none of them other soft ass niggas. The Joker is fucking ass. I don't give a fuck what y'all niggas talking about. Nigga could put up a bunch of numbers when it fucking came time to do anything. He got his ass put out in the first fucking round by a team with no all-star, dog. That nigga shit, he's soft, dog. What else would happen in the fucking
shout out? He got a championship though.
So what? The fuck do that mean?
What do you mean? That means something, huh?
All right. So do Dwight Howard. So do fucking JaVale McGee got 3 championships.
So you think Dwight Howard would want to be Joker?
Wow, Dwight Howard? What's gonna be the difference between the 2 niggas? They both gonna have 1 championship, and Dwight Howard already in the Hall of Fame.
MVPs.
You got MVPs, and now them shit's gonna look questionable if you can't even get out the first round.
Again, but how many people have MVPs that don't even have a championship? Steve Nash, he got 2, don't have a championship. Never even went to the championship.
And ain't nobody never saying Steve Nash a top 10 shit. And everybody sit here and say them Steve Nash fucking MVPs is fraudulent as fuck.
That's crazy. The man won a championship.
A championship. So what? Niggas was saying he was better than Dirk Nowitzki.
Championship.
Okay. It ain't no nigga no top 5 conversation without no championship. Without multiple. At no position.
So again, that's what I'm saying. So why is he not in the conversation? He has a championship.
He has a championship. But when we talk about top 5 centers of all times, what center were you saying in the top 5 that don't got multiple championships?
But who would he be? When you say top 5, okay, you give me your top. Who is the top 5 center right now that you saying?
We not talking about we talking about all time. We ain't talking about right now. There ain't no centers in it. That's my point.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. So when you saying he ain't what's name? So you saying he's not in no conversation? Is he top 5?
Nothing. He's not a top 5 center of all times. How can he be? There's not even a top. There's not. When we talk about centers right now, did you sit here and say, oh yeah, this is another, when he retired, he's a guaranteed Hall of Famer. He's in a generation. He's playing in a generation right now where there may not be another center who even goes to the Hall of Fame. Anthony Davis ain't no real center. He's the only other big man outside of Wemby. Wemby just got here. So what other center you gonna sit here and say right now? And again, Anthony Davis don't even want to play centers. Anthony Davis is a power forward. So what other center in this generation of NBA niggas in the last couple of years is even going to the fucking Hall of Fame? Who he playing against? The only other nigga is Rudy Gobert. And Rudy Gobert put this nigga in fucking hell. Think about what we say. It's 32 teams. There you can't even name. You talking about 32 teams. You can go down to each team. Which one of them niggas got a Hall of Fame center on their team right now? So how can I sit here and say and be real with myself and be like, oh, this is a top 5 center of all times, and this nigga don't have to play against no other Hall of Famers? When Shaq was being fucking Shaq, he had to play against other fucking Hall of Famers. Patrick Ewing, Hall of Fame. David Robinson, all these Alonzo Mourning, all them niggas in the Hall of Fame. Every fucking night.
So you tell me you would take Patrick Ewing over Joker?
Yes.
You would take Dikembe Mutombo over a Joker?
I might. Nigga, I've seen Dikembe Mutombo be on other championship teams without that type of niggas wasn't playing with Jamal. Okay, maybe you can see and say Mutombo because he went there with Allen Iverson and didn't get it done. But you went with Allen Iverson and y'all played against Shaq. That's my point. Them niggas was going against other Hall of Fame niggas.
But even with Patrick Ewing, he ain't get it done. And he had a better stacked team. He had a better stacked team.
So who on Patrick Ewing's team would take over Jamal Murray?
I would take John Starks over Jamal Murray.
All right, I wouldn't. Ain't no way in hell. I don't even think John Starks even
How? You just said he don't play defense. Jamal Murray don't play defense.
Cool,
so I would take John Starks.
I get that, but Jamal Murray didn't drop the fucking 50 ball off.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. You just told me you tired of 3-point shoot. At the end of the day, you said somebody got to play both sides of the floor. I would take John Starks.
No, I guess what I'm saying. I agree with what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing.
I would take Mark Jackson.
All right, cool. I hear you. I wouldn't. I'm not taking evil. Even what I said, I guarantee you, if Patrick Ewing had fucking Jamal Murray on his team instead of both of them niggas, I guarantee you, Patrick Ewing would have had a championship. Again, Patrick Ewing ain't got a championship because guess who he had to go up against? Fucking Shaq, Michael Jordan. He had to, and he had to go against Hakeem the fucking Dream. That's my point, nigga. Who go against? That's all I'm sitting here saying. That I just be praising that nigga for too fucking much. He's the biggest nigga in the league. Him and Embiid never got to fucking meet each other. So again, like I said, I hear you. That to me is my biggest takeaway. And of course, outside of LeBron James carrying the fucking Lakers to the goddamn second round of the playoffs. Shout out to LeBron James. Still getting it done at that old ass age. We already kind of talked about him early in the day. Real quick, I guess because we're talking about sports and we can kind of tie this into and we can move into another topic. Lexi Brown. I told you I defended Lexi Brown last week before she even had to come out and defend herself. And I ain't gonna lie to you. And the sad thing is, I do kind of feel bad for Lexi Brown a little bit because she told her truth, and they was killing her just for the strength of the platform she used to kind of even sit here and go tell her truth, to sit here and go on Fox News, and they killed her for going on there, trying to use that. Oh, I thought black women, whatever, something protect all black women, and they was killing her like, yeah, protect all black women, bitch. Why you go on Fox News? They was cooking her.
Me and Clay do know each other because we both play professional basketball. I would have considered him a friend. I do not know Meg Thee Stallion at all. You know, today, like I'm still the only person that has denied this entire situation of my involvement and claim that this is 100% false. And the fact that I'm still the only one that is defending my name, I have no idea how to process that. And that's the last thing that I'm like struggling to process, is that there's this massive outcry for protecting Black women and nobody has mentioned Lexi Brown's name in any of those conversations. I wouldn't have minded if either one of them came out and said it, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are in the relationship. They're the ones that are dealing with this, and they're the ones who are communicating with each other. So one of them, if not both of them, know that it was not me. It could come from one of their teams. It could come from somewhere. The truth is over there somewhere. And I was expecting it to reveal itself from that side of it, the side that actually has the issue. Because again, I have no idea what is going on. I have no involvement. I've had no communication at all whatsoever during their relationship. So for them to just allow me to get dragged, for a lot of people to allow me to get dragged through the mud for, I don't know, it seems like 4 days now, knowing 100% what was being said was false, that surely somebody would step in and say, no, this is a lie. Please point your fingers somewhere else, or don't point them at all, but don't point them at Lexi. And by the time the game was over, it had not happened. And, I said, you know what? I'll give it a little bit more time. Surely somebody that knows the truth, and that is almost everybody involved, knows that I was not involved in this situation at all, would surely step in and say something. And it didn't happen. I was getting threats on my life. I was getting threats on my health. My family started getting comments and threats from people. I've had to hire security to travel with me places. So it got to a point where I just was scared for myself.
Listen, like I said, I took up for Lexi Brown last week. I do think Lexi was putting a lot of sauce on there. I don't even think enough people knew who Lexi Brown is to even sit here and be threatening her. And then 2, I don't know why the fuck you think why would Meg Thee Stallion come out and take up for you? How does she know who Clay was treating with? Like that to me is kind of like when you sit here saying you said you don't know Meg, but you and Clay was cool because both of y'all play professional basketball. Cool. So that you sit here and say y'all two was cordial. The only person who should be able to come out and sit here and say something is fucking Klay Thompson. Why the fuck would Meg come out?
She's not gonna say shit.
So, but why would you think that Meg supposed to come
why
out
would
and
I
say
say something? Then that's gonna say I was cheating.
But if I'm Meg, why am I coming out and say something? I don't know you. You just sit here and say me and you don't know each other. So if we don't know each other, why am I coming out to defend you? I never said your name.
Okay, but if you hear they keep saying her name,
but I don't know her, so why the fuck? I wasn't. And listen to what I'm saying. If this nigga had cheated on me multiple times, how do you think she know every nigga, every bitch he slept with? No. So why would I come out and say something? And what if you really was?
You might. You gotta know something.
Yeah, I know something, but that don't necessarily know I know the girl. Just because I know you cheated, or even if you
have to.
How?
If you caught him, you found out who it was. You have to know who it is, right?
I guess I don't know. It depends on how many times he cheated, and why. And I still don't have to come. Why do I have to come on?
It's not her job to come and clear her
Exactly.
name. It's not my job to clear that it wasn't you. I never said who was with.
Right, you never said who it was. But if your fans is on my ass or in my,
that don't have nothing to do with me. I didn't say it was
you.
You
did. Why?
She never said who he was cheating with. She just said
right. But that's what I'm. So then, how did everybody expect? That's why I kept asking last week. How did she even get thrown in there?
Because that was that again. They sit here and say that she was putting in her close friends that Clay was saying that relationship was just for fucking. It was just a PR stunt. So again,
so she did. Okay. So then you got to take what come with you. If you got to take what come with it. Then. So and if that's how you got yourself attached to this from the beginning, then that's on you. You got to take what good because like you said, you should have said nothing.
I don't even. But again, nobody don't know if he ain't said it or not because I don't know who's in her close friends. Like I don't fucking know. But why do you think that somebody will come out? If I'm Meg Thee Stallion, why the fuck am I come? One, you're not even popular enough for me to even fucking mention your name. So why the fuck would I come out and say, I can sit here and say, I can see if it was somebody where like, okay, if it was fucking Caitlin Clark or something, yeah, I'm gonna come out and say something then, but nigga, who the fuck are you? Nobody don't even know you. This is the most people, anybody who don't watch the WNBA has ever talked about you. Why the fuck am I gonna come out here and say, oh yeah, it wasn't that girl that nobody don't fucking know? Well, I don't even know how that rumor got started. I'm not defending her. What the fuck would I do that for? Like that don't make sense to me. And for her to sit here and gas him like why would you have to hire security, Lexi? Nobody wouldn't know who the fuck you is. Like, let's be fucking, come on, dog. Like, that's and I fuck with Lexi Brown. But then again, it kind of even look crazy. You ain't drop your podcast this week. You went on fucking Fox News. So again, like I said, that shit to me kind of just like, I hear her. But if I'm Meg Thee Stallion, I wouldn't have came out and cleared up shit. I didn't say your name. All I said was this nigga cheated and he sit here and said he couldn't be faithful in a relationship. I didn't sit here and say Lexi Brown. I don't even know how your name got picked up. And that's why everybody who watched the WNBA was laughing when the blog pages was. And guess what? And if you pay attention to the blog pages, at first they were sitting here saying, star player, star WNBA player, until WNBA fans got in the comment section was like, this girl ain't no fucking star. What y'all talking about? Star how? She a fucking journeywoman. She don't even get no fucking burn. She may not even get no burn this year. She on a team full of rookies. And she'd have been in the league. I want to say this her like her 9th or 10th season. So again, and I'm not trying to shade Lexi, but I'm just being honest. Like, nigga, nobody wasn't thinking about you, girl. Don't know how and obviously for this story to kind of grow some legs and for people to throw you in the mix, I'm sure for most people, it feel like it got to have some truth to it. Because it will, to the average person, be like, how, again, people who watch the WNBA, niggas like, how the fuck did y'all come up with the Lexi Brown shit? So for that name to be that random, it makes it hard for people to sit here and say, if I'm Meg Thee Stallion or if I'm anybody, how can somebody come and defend this shit? Because that name is so random. This girl not even a fucking all-star. So like, again, I think some people kind of be getting shit a little bit twisted. I do want to sit here and I want to talk about Issa Rae. Man, shout out to Issa Rae. So for people who are not familiar, Issa Rae has came up with a new TV show, but she's put it out via TikTok. So it's basically, and they call it a vertical show because of course you look at your phone vertically. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet just because I've been trying to finish up Netflix and went so fucking crazy with all their drops. And that's why I always sit here and say, I would prefer for TV shows to come out during the summertime. after all sports is kind of like over with and the only sport really going on in the summer is the WNBA and baseball. But when you sit here trying to put something out right now, you're talking about WNBA season about to start, the NBA is in the heart of the playoffs, and all the playoffs is kind of like these games been super good. So it's kind of like I'm trying to balance watching in sports and trying to watch TV, and Netflix kind of just letting the clip go on May. Like I still ain't finished the Hulk Hogan joint. I'm like on like episode 3 of the Kevin Hart shit. And I ain't gonna lie to you, that Kevin Hart joint is probably, if I'm comparing it to the rap joint, and I'm still early, like they still just doing the auditions, I may want to go out on a limb and say I like the comedy joint better than the rap one. And maybe because it's easier to kind of, I want to sit here and say, it's maybe easier to watch in a no-name comic than it is to watch a no-name rapper. And that may be like the cheat code for this Kevin Hart show. Again, like I said, I'm only on episode 3 or maybe episode 4, but they still literally doing auditions. I want to say they in the third city now. They at Chicago. Man, and this lady who started off the Chicago jump, she is funny as shit. Oh man. But let me play this Issa Rae.
This dude told me
Issa Rae real quick.
Issa Rae released all 26 episodes for her new TikTok series today, Wednesday, April 29th. Yes, right now on @WhoRayMedia's TikTok, you can stream all 26 episodes for her new series, Screen Time. The series stars Brittany Jefferson, who was in Rap Shit. Then we have Eric C. Lynch, who was in Queen Sugar. And you also see people like Jasmine Love, Xavier Avila, and Jenna Nolan. Hopefully I said that right. Her series is described as a high-stakes short-form series about a group of people who are on a double-date movie night vibe when someone mysterious interrupts, exposing dark secrets. You know your girl loves the show, and while I do have a few to catch up on, I will be streaming this because I love to catch up on a show on TikTok. I've actually watched quite a few series through TikTok, and I'm excited to see one that's actually made for it and that I can watch all the way through. So if you're looking all 26 episodes of Issa Rae's new series, Screen Time. If you go to her TikTok @WhoRayMedia, or you can follow them on the app Pine Drama, you'll be able to see all of the episodes for free, ad-free. But let me know your thoughts because I'm about to start streaming all of them right now. Issa Rae released...
Again, like I said, shout out to Issa Rae. I think meeting people where they at and kind of not relying on just, I guess, any of these streaming platforms to pick up your new shows. And I think you kind of, one of them shows where I think she said like the first day it had like 20 million views on it. So I think realistically, again, because I always sit here and say, what's the easiest way to find people? Because you kind of want to keep that conversation going. And I feel like it's been a minute for Issa Rae outside of course, the Insecure and then Rap-ish. She had a lot of conversation around it, but I feel like she didn't put out a couple of little things here and there that maybe she put them on other platforms that it really didn't get that same big conversation. So kind of meeting people exactly where they at, everybody on TikTok, hey, how can I sit here and make this thing? And of course, I mean, I'm sure these episodes are way shorter because I want to sit here and say, I seen Kev on stage talking about it. And he wanted to sit here and say, I think he said he watched all 26 episodes and it may have literally been less than like 40 minutes or something like that. So, I mean, if it's that short, it makes a lot more sense to kind of keep it that way. I do want to sit here and say, I seen a couple, hold on, here we go. Matter of fact, tell me Kev.
I just sat up here and watched all 27 episodes of Screen Time, which is Issa Rae's WhoRayMedia and TikTok's new vertical drama down to the TikTok. And let me give you the good and the bad. And I got to be honest. Here's the good first. They start right away. The pilot episode is intriguing. It's edited for TikTok, but bingeable like Netflix. Like at the very end of the episode, you're like, okay, I got to see what happened. Of all 26 episodes to the 27th, you got to find out without being repetitive. They're not like, I'm going to repeat this exact line. Well shot, well acted. Shout out to Jasmine Love. She was on Churchy. She absolutely killed it. And it's also not that long. It's like a short story. I was on a flight that was only an hour long. I finished the whole thing on the flight, and I still had time to deplane. Here's the only thing that's bad, and I love Issa Rae, but I still got to say this. The only thing that's bad is the rest of the episodes drop on May 22nd. That's it. That's my only negative. If they had 417 episodes, I probably would still be on that plane watching. They'd be like, sir, you got to get off the plane. I got to see what's going on Screen Time. And also the thing that's amazing to me is watching media change. Now, I watched Issa Rae from Aqua Blacker on YouTube all the way to Insecure, and she's at the forefront again because I be on TikTok anyway. So instead of just watching people fall in and TikTok shop, I sat there and pressed episode 1 and it played all the way through nonstop. So I love to see pioneer, and I know vertical drama been around, but this is something that I'm interested in watching. I know there's all type of stuff, but this is something that I was interested in. So if you got, I think about 30, 45, the episodes ain't long. You'll be done. You can sit on the toilet and have one full doo-doo, a good healthy doo-doo, and be done. Kev ain't gonna lie to you. Go down to that TikTok. First episode got like 20 million views. So I ain't the only one watching it. All right. Have a good day.
And another cool thing about her doing it like that is, especially I guess sometimes when you talk about social media, you kind of get to see, one, you get so many people talking about her, and then two, you can kind of show people like, hey, it's working. Look at all these views I'm getting on this new show. So it kind of make it easier to her be able to shop something else. I do think even for somebody like myself, where I'm just gonna have to keep reminding myself to go in there and watch it, because it's like I'm not used to watching TV shows on this. Ain't probably the same way when people complain about The Breakfast Club going on Netflix, because you're not used to listening to podcasts on Netflix. So it kind of make it something where you kind of just got to remember, like, I got a TV show that I want to watch on TikTok. I do think realistically, people gonna have to remind themselves to do that, because I do know, even just for me in general, I don't watch. I mean, like, I watch TV on my phone, but when I'm on TikTok, I'm on TikTok kind of just watching all the other, like, what's going on in regular people's lives. So watch
it's on Netflix or it's on TikTok?
It's on TikTok.
It's just like continuously just playing.
I don't know. And that's what I want to try just to see, because I do feel like that, to me, is kind of, that probably will be the only part that will be annoying.
I like I said, even on Instagram, I've came across a couple of them little joints. They be like little short stories or whatever. And like they be having you glued, like, damn, I'm watching this joint.
But then you got to keep swiping
or go to the app and download the app to finish watching the app.
That would be the only part that kind of blow me as well.
I hate them joints.
Yeah.
Like,
that would blow me.
It'd be a little interesting, like, damn, oh shit, interesting. And you get to watch and they'd be like, oh, continue.
But I do know with Netflix. I won't say with Netflix, but I know on TikTok you can make you can make a category where your jokes could kind of be like I want to say almost like a playlist. So it may just keep going. I will try to watch it this week, and then I'll come back and let y'all know if it keep just playing straight through after. Because I'm sure I do know it's something on TikTok that you can kind of put it in that situation. Let me play this last one, and then we can go.
The future of TV is on social, but it's not as simple as just producing a vertical show and posting it on TikTok. And there's actually something that the most successful shows are doing that traditional media and brands haven't quite figured out yet. My name is Sam, and I love looking at the intersection between social media and culture. And I'm going to show you two examples here. One of them is Brooklyn Coffee Shop, and the other is The Ick. And when most people look at these shows, they notice the obvious things, which are that they follow a formulaic structure, they're repeatable, and they have a familiar cast that helps stop the scroll. But they're both doing something else that helps build a sense of community with their audience. So when you watch these shows, you'll notice that both of them are casting characters from the internet. TikTok comedians, Instagram sketch artists, these are all people who have their own audiences and their own shtick and who can infuse that creativity into the show. And then with The Ick, they actually source ideas for each episode from their audience. So you can submit your dating ick on a Google form, and if they select it, they'll turn it into an episode. And so what we're seeing from both of these shows isn't just production in a vacuum, it's co-creation with their audience in real time. And that's what sets both of these shows apart and has created such consistent success episode to episode and week to week. The future
and I'm not finished on Man on Fire, because I know I talked about Man on Fire and I was telling people y'all should watch it on Netflix. But you know what I thought it was originally? I thought it was going to be a movie. Whole time they turned it into a series. Now, which I can say is realistic.
The Denzel.
Yeah, but they realistically, to be honest, they probably could have done it as a movie. But I kind of understand why they did it as a series, because it felt like
what was Man on Fire? That wasn't when he was the.
I can't even remember.
He was like the little girl security.
Security, that's the one. I hated that one.
Oh well, this is a remake, but they just kind of really, because this dude is. I mean, he wasn't her security guard, but he ended up becoming basically like her. Damn near like her guardian and type of like security guard. I guess like a spoiler alert a little bit. I mean, like I want to say this was maybe like the first or second episode. The girl parents got killed.
That's because it wasn't like that in the movie.
Yeah, I want to say this is
that movie's so stupid. I don't even.
This is I want to say this. I want to say that. This ain't no mafia. This basically.
It was like kidnapped. Like they were kidnapped. They lived in like Mexico or something like that. They was kidnapping kids, and he was put in charge of watching her.
With their parents,
the father set the kidnapping up for money.
Okay.
For them to kidnap the daughter for money.
Damn. Oh yeah. Well, this ain't nothing like this. Well, this is basically just to kind of give a little bit of spoiler so people want to watch it. Again, this is Man on Fire. It's on Netflix. This is a series, but it's basically like a it started off episode 1. This dude, the black dude who's the main character, he's like an FBI agent or one of them type of little agents that work in the government, and he basically, he's supposed to be really like him. He had his little task force. It's him and his people. They was going on a move. Like the movie, the show literally come in like this. And again, that's why I said when I originally cut it on, I didn't even pay no attention. I thought it was a movie. So it originally come in like the first fucking 5 minutes. It come on, him and his people about to go, like I guess solve a case or something. And they end up getting ambushed. His whole team, I want to say maybe like 5 people on his team, they all got killed. He was the only person who didn't get killed. So that kind of sent him on like a complete spiral. He kept trying to kill himself, and whatever the case may be, the girl father come and sit here and I'll rescue him, get him to come to Brazil. He get to come to try to work a case in Brazil, and then they end up, the father who brought him to Brazil, the girl's father, their whole fucking apartment complex end up getting blown up, and the little girl see the shit, and then they go from there. So again, like I said, it's 8 episodes, and I haven't finished it yet, but that was like literally the first 2 episodes of Man on Fire on Netflix. So again, like I said, if you're looking for something new to watch on Netflix, Man on Fire is on there. And again, like I said, don't forget, what is that? Oh, well, damn, the Courtney Kemp joint what's that? It start on Mother's Day, I think, because what is that? May 10th is Mother's Day. I don't know. Hit that chord, Marcus. Y'all can't hear that?
No.
I hear it.
You hear it?
Mm-hmm.
You hear something? I don't hear.
I can hear it. Yes. See if it's one of them chords over there. That junk loud as hell. There, it stopped it right there, whatever that was. I guess let's go into this David situation. Oh, matter of fact, real quick, before I go into David, I do want to say here, shout outs to Quavo and Offset. Quavo and Offset, of course, Quavo, for people who are living on the rock, don't know who Quavo and Offset are, 2 members of the Migos. And it started off with Quavo posting something on his social media saying he had 3 albums on the way. I want to see him say he was going to release whatever album that Takeoff was working on for himself. He was going to release the Takeoff album. And then I want to see him say he was going to release a Migos album. And I also think he had a Unc Few Part 2 he was going to release. So he put a picture of him and Offset in the studio. Because he posted this, and then he basically posted the pictures of him and Offset in the studio and Offset in the booth recording. And which is cool. I do think I think it's the mature thing to do. I think is realistically the best thing for both of them to kind of do. Because I do think realistically, when you kind of comparing the two, where I think Offset has found a way to go outside of the group and probably realistically make big, I don't want to sit here and say bigger songs. I don't think since Offset has done stuff on his own, I don't necessarily know if he got a song bigger than Take Me Through There. But I think he still has found more radio success.
Yeah.
What's the song?
The song that he put out solo, yes, that's not a solo.
Bigger than Take Me Through There?
But that's them bodies and all that he got with Don Toliver. Yeah.
That's not bigger than Take Me Through There.
What you mean?
I just feel like they're better songs. They may be better songs, but they're not bigger songs.
But what do you consider bigger? If I'm getting on commercials and all that, what are you saying? You just saying I'm popular because it's on social media? Or if I'm getting picked up on commercials and all this stuff, why wouldn't that be bigger?
I mean, because if that's the case, then nigga Quavo got endless shit that got picked up by ESPN and all that.
I know what I'm saying, but that's
solo songs, but them songs ain't bigger songs.
No, but what is it? That's what I'm trying to remember a solo song that he had, that Quavo had.
That song that was playing on ESPN all the time, that little that Fly Away song. That Fly Away song, ESPN got a whole segment called Him doing Monday Night Football.
Okay.
So that's 2 songs on ESPN alone by himself.
What, the Fly Away and what?
And Him. ESPN got a whole jump on Monday Night Football. They give away the Him Awards and they play the Quavo song.
It's Him. That's the song called Him.
Himothy or whatever the fuck that shit was. But it's literally a Quavo song. On Monday Night Football, when Ryan Clark give out that award after the games is over, literally they play that whatever that Quavo. But it's literally a Quavo song. And it's him something. I think once Himothy or something like that, and they play it literally on ESPN every Monday Night Football when they give out the award on Monday Night Football. So again, like I said, I think realistically for them, they make just as a whole, I think just sometimes because I think Quavo is more of a probably like somebody who kind of like really in the house. So I do think realistically when you talk about the group as a whole, the Quavo always kind of shine. Yeah, sometimes you could put somebody in the right scenario, but they may just need to be in the scenario. I think Offset knows how to make the scenario where, yeah, when they may get back together as a group and Quavo may shine again and feel like he Beyonce again. But I think sometimes you just got to be put in the right scenario. I think Offset just probably know how to make better songs. But I don't think Offset has had songs that like he got good songs. Like again, that Don Toliver song was a good song, but I don't think that realistic. And it was a good radio song, but I still don't think it was a bigger song that got played all over the place. Like Take Me Through There was like a moment. Like that song had a moment where niggas was really just feeling that song. It was getting played all over the place. People was interacting on it via social media. When college football came back in, niggas was doing a little dance and all of that. So I think realistically for them as a whole, sometimes because it's easier to promote something when it's two people promoting instead of just one person promoting.
But, right. But when that Take Me Through That, we don't think like, oh damn, that's Quavo's song. It's like, are you booking the young lady before you booking Quavo?
Yeah, because I'm sure she's the cheaper person to book.
But right, but that's what I'm saying. So that's why I would say I would think, but for the like the body song, I'm booking Offset for that song. That's his. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not booking like Quavo's not getting noticed for that. Take Me Through That. It might have been a popular song, but Quavo's not really noticed for that song.
I don't think Quavo was just going outside. When the last time you actually seen Quavo anywhere? I think I'm 100% positive if Quavo wanted to get booked for that show, he could have. He even popped out and performed the song with both of them at different places, but I don't think he's personally was trying to sit here and say, like, I'm trying to go do shows. Like, John like really been low key. But you can't, like, nigga, he's on the hook of that song.
No, I know he's on the hook, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think that he was that, like, I'm not gonna stand. What's that Quavo song? Like, I don't think that I would know that song for Quavo. I would know it for the young lady.
I mean, I hear you again. I mean, you said that before, but she didn't drop music after that. Niggas ain't been checking for that shit, and she know that because she was ready.
So that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. But like that's why I wouldn't define that song. Like I said, that's a Quavo song. Yes, he's on the song, but I would put that like, damn, that's Quavo's song. I would, like I said, the young lady song that before I would say it was Quavo's song.
I can't tell you what the thing, but I mean, I can argue that when niggas can see and say, well, whose song is No Hands? Is that Roscoe Dash song? Is that Waka Flocka song? Is that Wale song? Like, nigga, all the niggas on the song, they all perform the song when they perform. Like, that's Waka's song. But Wale performed that song anytime Wale do a show. You cannot go to a Wale show and him not perform No Hands. So it's like I hear what you're saying, but it's like you can't like nigga and that's still completely different because nigga Quavo on the hook and he still got a verse. He's the first verse. So it's kind of like I hear what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah, because those young ladies, this is their first moment. They're outside more. They're younger than him. This is their first rodeo. Guess what? And I'm sure if I'm a promoter, the one girl got fucking booking that all she say is Take Me Through There. She don't even got a fucking verse. But she was trying to do shows, and then guess what? Again, the person who get the benefit the most was YK Niece because she had other music, and and then again, real quick, while we even talking about that, and I get sometimes maybe y'all just be confused. Like I told y'all, the baby that song ain't gonna make it to Memorial Day weekend. And guess what? He know that. You know why he know that? Because why the fuck did he put a remix right out? If that song was really about to fucking take it if he was going to push it to the Memorial Day weekend, guess what he would have?
It's hot right now. Why wouldn't you put a remix?
I wouldn't. Why would I? If my song is hot, what the fuck do I need a remix for?
You're going into the summer. Now I have another.
What do I? So listen to what you're saying. So
the same reason why Chris Brown put that remix out.
Listen to this. Slow down. Just slow down and listen and think sometimes. Use your brain.
Well, people put, if it's hot, why
nobody puts out a remix that fucking fast.
Chris Brown did it.
To what?
To the song with Usher on there. What are you talking about? With him and Bryson Tiller. He put that song right before he went on, before he started the tour. That remix was out before the tour was over. What are you talking about? That was during the summertime. Yes, people do it. If the song is hot.
People don't do it. Look how long it took for fucking Kalani to do a remix to Fold It.
She still didn't ever put official what's name, but okay, but that's
why would I do it?
Mutt when Mutt that put
that song was out, that song was out forever. Look how long it took him to put out a remix.
That song was not when he went what was out for forever?
Mutt.
You saying Mutt was longer for him to put the remix?
Hell yeah. Nigga, that song was out probably almost damn near out for a fucking year, probably before he put Chris Brown on the remix.
Oh,
and he didn't put him. Chris Brown wasn't even on the original remix. Fucking Freddie Gibbs was on the original remix. That's my point. When a song is actually hot and that song is actually out of here, nobody's running to fucking do a remix this fast.
Shit, hey, I ain't mad at it.
I'm not mad at it because the remix is better than the original. And guess what? Young Miami had the best fucking verse on it. You could argue with your fucking mother. Young Miami slid on that motherfucking song. That song was perfectly. I don't know who wrote that shit for her, or maybe that's just some real Florida shit. I don't know who she thought she was feeling like, but Young Miami went fucking crazy on that song.
It's she the way she sound or what she was rapping about.
The way she sound, the way she floated on the beat.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But I think
none of them ain't say shit. But say it.
I want to say Glow Joint was jive. Like she was. That's what I say. I think she just ain't sound right on there. I feel like,
but that matters, nigga. That fucks the song up. If you sound like shit, I don't give a fuck what you saying. It's about how you say it, nigga. That's why Future is Future. It ain't about what Future be saying. It's about how he say it, nigga. Young Miami got on that beat and she floated on that motherfucker.
Yeah, no, it definitely fit her.
When you hear Young Miami come on that shit sound like, damn, I go put me some roller skates on and y'all like really catch me a body on this.
That joint hurt. Like I said, that joint fitted her. For sure.
Again, like I said, shout out to Young Miami. I don't care what y'all say. Say the baby ain't stupid. He knew what the fuck he was doing. Let me hurry and put my remix out and see here, get my song a little bit more bump and get out the fucking way. I'm telling y'all, it ain't too niggas understand it's time to get the fuck out the way. Chris Brown about to drop, Drake about to drop. Nigga, again, like I said, I told y'all that song wasn't gonna make it to Memorial Day weekend. Because if it was, he wouldn't have dropped the remix that fast. If that song was hot as he was trying to sell it to y'all via social media and the neighborhood talk and all that, it's no way. No other song drops the remix that fucking fast. Nobody do it, nigga. They allow the song to breathe on its own for a couple of months and let the song become a number one. If you felt like that song was going to go to number one, it was at number 5. If you thought it was going to eventually reach to number 1, why the fuck would I put a remix before it gets to number 1? What sense do that make? That don't make sense. If my song was number 5 and I felt like it was going to keep going up, why wouldn't I just let it go to number 1 by itself? And then when it started to die down, then let me put it.
It's been out for some months now.
Cool. And it like came 2
out,
months.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what? And I feel like that's enough timing.
I ain't listen. I'm saying in the original, but again, I'm just telling you, he know what I knew for real. The neighborhood talking all that shit. That's paid promo. That song, I ain't sitting here making it like the song was bad. The song just ain't as good as they trying to make it seem like it is. The song ain't as big as they trying to make it seem like it is. I'm not sitting here saying it's a bad song. I'm the only person who been sitting here bigging up the baby for months now, sitting here saying, hey, y'all ain't paying attention to the baby. He trying to make himself a comeback before he put all this other shit out. I talked about when he did the joint project with his man and all that, but I'm just telling you that song ain't as big as he wanted to be on what he wanted to seem like. Hey, y'all try to blackball me. I got me a fucking hit record now. All right. You ain't back to that. You ain't back to that status where you trying to go.
I'm going to keep my foot on the gas. Ride this wave.
Yeah, I ain't mad. Ride. And my Young Miami voice. Matter of fact, while we talking about the baby, I do want to play this clip of him sitting here saying he want to be
cool. And a lot of people say shit like that, but they don't mean it. As in, they don't really want to make the moves that will get them to that point. And listening to this album, I felt like, all right, you're really ready to like let us in a different way. And it sounds like you actually really mean that.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Have you always felt that? Or was it ever just for fun?
No. Like you can go back to when I first started. Like I always say, like, and I know a lot of people say they the best, but like, I say like I'm the best motherfucking rapper. Like I've been saying it. Like, and I often say it when I do my freestyles or whatever. Like this is a phrase of mine that a lot of people are familiar with me saying it, but I definitely do mean that. And it ain't no. Of course, I feel like everybody should feel like they the best, but that's not. I'm not talking like that when I say that. Like. I'm better than these niggas. Like, I really mean that. Like,
up there with Drake.
I don't believe that. And I'm sure most people who listening to this don't believe that or even put him in that conversation. But it do kind of make me wonder, like, damn, what do a rapper really got to do for other people to feel like you the best rapper? Or you should be in the conversations with your Drakes and your Kendricks and your Coles. Like, what kind of music or what kind of song would the baby have to put out for you to feel comfortable to be like, nah, y'all should probably put him in that conversation. Like, niggas is willing to argue that, like, all right, well, Wale may be better than or make better music than Kendrick and J. Cole, but niggas ain't sitting here saying, oh, I think the baby make better music than any of them. He might even make more hit records than J. Cole. before Kendrick Lamar kind of just recently went on that run, at one point in time, you might have been saying, say the baby got more hit. We just more hit, like catchy radio records. He may have had more hit records than Kendrick, but I don't still never think that people was like, I'm putting the baby in the conversation with Kendrick and Drake and J. Cole. Like he ain't at that tier, like nigga, like.
But what is he saying? Like just rapping, like off, like that's what I'm saying. Like how would when you say. Because even like, okay, like if you say like Wayne is the greatest rapper of all time, right? But what's a good song he put out lately? So that's that.
Like, you saying like Wayne?
Yeah.
I think that sometimes I guess when you even talking about that earlier Jay-Z conversation, I think even for somebody like Wayne.
Because if you said Jay-Z is the best rapper alive, right? And he was like, well, what's the last thing that God did joint? That God did joint solidified that he is the best rapper.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with it. I just think that I think that what he did that Wayne and Rick Ross and them didn't do is he kind of rapped about more real life shit. I think that was kind of like, and that can kind of, again, go back to the conversation. Like Wayne can rap his ass off, but Wayne really wasn't rap. I can't even say because Wayne was rapping his ass off when that God did something, but Jay-Z was just rapping about some real shit. Wayne was just rapping about like Wayne shit. And I think realistically, even when Jay-Z was having that conversation, to kind of even take it out of what Drake should be doing, like it's kind of almost like for Wayne, where it's like niggas will respect, like, yeah, Wayne is a great rapper, but I guess if you are a Wayne fan, you kind of can sit here and say, I don't necessarily if Lil Wayne ever grew up with us. Like I feel like Wayne, we all can. It's plenty. I'm sure most people in that little space of like 35 to like maybe like 45. Most people, if you put a room of 20 people in there, I'm sure most out of that 20, 15 of them gonna have Wayne at least in their top 5. But we can all probably agree that Wayne don't really be rapping about shit that no regular person can even like kind of similar even feel like they even know what the fuck he talking about. And then Wayne don't be rapping on some big Willie rich nigga shit. He just be rapping about a bunch of bullshit. So again, like for the baby, I kind of like the baby be having songs where he kind of really be on his mental health bag. He be talking about real shit. But I feel like even for those songs, and again, like I sit here and say it, when I was sitting here saying like the baby been putting out a bunch of music, he trying to make a comeback. Those ain't the songs that really be catching for him. It be some silly shit like Pop That Thing. And the fucked up thing for the baby is niggas put him in the box of, oh, he the silly Ludacris type of nigga. And niggas never put Ludacris in that conversation. They're like, oh, Ludacris like one of the best rappers from out of Atlanta. If you ask somebody for their give me your top 10 Atlanta rappers of all time, nobody gonna say Ludacris.
Yeah, but see, and that's why I'm saying I don't see, and that's why when he say, like, you can have that confidence, and that's why, because like even like when you take it like the J. Cole, when J. Cole was like, he was saying he the best at this, and he kept putting out those features. And it's like, all right, you do got something to back you up. So that's why I think even with the Bay, I'm like, I get what you're saying, but then like I said, what you got to back it up? To me,
I mean, I don't know. And and the crazy thing is, even going back to what you just said, like think about when J. Cole was like really in his bag and he was going crazy on the features. Think about how hot the baby was, and niggas really wasn't running to get the baby features. And maybe because his name was Baby and niggas was just fucking with like the street niggas and all the like the rapping niggas was fucking with Lil Baby. So maybe, I don't necessarily know, because it felt like when the baby was at his peak, the only person that was really fucking with the baby when he was at his peak was Meg Thee Stallion. Like, think about when the baby was at his peak, majority of his features was him and Meg. It wasn't like he ain't have a bunch of features with like Lil Durk and Lil Baby and all of this, that nigga in the third, and Moneybagg Yo and Young Dolph and all these other niggas who was kind of like at that same time moving around and dropping hot music and having hot projects. Just really think about it, like, the baby kind of like his go-to person was him and Meg.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking when he was scorching hot, when he was on fire, nigga, his biggest features was him and Meg Thee Stallion. It wasn't him and nobody else. So that's why I'm not mad at his confidence. I'm not even sitting here saying he a bad rapper, because I don't know what the answer is to sit here and say like what you kind of like, maybe it's subject matter. Because guess what? Niggas was ready to jump out the window for Lil Baby. Think about it. Niggas was like, oh, Lil Baby on his Lil Wayne type of run. Niggas jumped the gun a little too early, but niggas was ready to jump the gun for Lil Baby fast. Like during the pandemic, that's all you kept hearing niggas say is, oh, Lil Baby the next Lil Wayne. He the Lil Wayne of this generation. And niggas lied. because he didn't get to live up to the hype. But that's where niggas put him at. You never heard nobody sit here and say nothing crazy like that for the baby. Niggas was sitting here and compare him to Ludacris, but niggas wasn't comparing him to like Wayne. So again, I mean, that's something to think about. I guess, like I said, real quick, let's kind of get into a little bit more serious matters.
Last
And
week,
that is the what's this?
Recorded one video, and from that single recording,
my news lady, let's go.
I'm not a lawyer, but singer David had his hearing, so let's talk about some of the highlights. You've probably already seen the big headline that there was a, quote, significant amount of inappropriateness on David's phone. So I'm going to jump into some of the other interesting updates from the hearing. And shout out to SF Investigates as well as Megan Cuniff, because they both went to the hearing. I wasn't able to, and I'm going to use their reporting for the update. So number one, the preliminary hearing has been scheduled for May 1st, but if the discovery keeps going the way it's going, it seems like that day may be in question. Megan Cuniff confirmed that there's going to be a hearing on April 29th, specifically to discuss, quote, how much discovery has been obtained and if the prelim will proceed. Now, while preliminary hearings are primarily the prosecutors presenting their evidence, defendants do get to cross-examine. And so in order to do that, they need to be prepared. And that's why this discovery is important. David's attorneys, Marilyn Bednarski, apparently said in the hearing that they aren't expecting the full discovery, but they do need something in order to have a, quote, meaningful prelim. Going on through Megan's reporting, she said that Beth Silverman, who is the deputy district attorney, said that law enforcement has been trying to upload their entire file for the last month, but as of now, only 30% has been uploaded and they are using multiple computers. And David's lawyers have provided a 1 terabyte drive to the prosecutors to put this discovery on. Silverman says they really need at least 10 terabytes just to cover David's iCloud. This gonna be crazy. I can already tell. Prosecutors are aiming to turn over body-worn video, DNA trace evidence, and photographs from the serving of search warrants to David's team in the next 24 hours. But if it's taken 4 weeks just to upload 30% of the discovery, are they gonna reach 100% in the next 7 days? Okay, moving on to the next interesting highlight from the hearing, and that is that police had a wiretap on David's phone. The prosecutor said they haven't received anything from that wiretap yet, but that is something that may come down the pipeline later. And then lastly, if you watched my video on David's questioned if the grand juries that were convened for this case were specifically to investigate or if they were to indict. And if they were to indict, how come there was no indictment? Well, according to Megan's reporting, at the hearing, the prosecutor confirmed that they've had 3 grand juries on this case, and they were all to investigate, not to return an indictment. So that answers that. Okay, last interesting update is from SF Investigates, and he says that in the court, the prosecutor said, quote, happy to be in court on the 1-year anniversary of the date Celeste was killed. Now, I highlight that because if you recall, on the indictment, it says that Celeste was killed on or about April 23rd. Now, on or about is typical language that we see in a lot of court documents, and it literally means just what it says, that this incident happened on this date or somewhere around this date. But this comment from prosecutors at the hearing seems to indicate that April 23rd is the date they believe Celeste was killed. And then if you read further in the indictment, you know that it said her body was mutilated a little less than 2 weeks later on or about May 5th. And speaking about what happened on May 5th, I also looked at the 26-page autopsy report of Celeste, and my goodness, it's like this case only continues to get worse and worse. So rest in peace to Celeste Rivas as we are continuing to discover many of the horrific things she went through, and prayers to anyone who loved her and are having to find out such gruesome details about the last moments of her life. I ain't
gonna lie. I do hope they bring back the death penalty for this nigga. Like that's just I don't have nothing else to say besides that. That is my only thought pattern. That's my only thoughts on that situation is I definitely hope that they sit here and bring back the death penalty for this nigga because he deserved it.
Crazy because y'all can tell me how many meats make the stallion done sucked and how many girls. Crazy because y'all can tell me how many meats make the stallion done sucked and how many girls Klay Thompson done fucked, but you couldn't tell me anything about the Voting Rights Act getting tampered with. Our rights are literally getting stripped from us, and y'all worried about 2 millionaires and their relationship problems. We're going backwards in history. It's not finna be no more Megan Clay. It's finna be Massa and Slave. I'm not playing. Crazy, because y'all can tell me how many meats Meg Thee Stallion done
So
sucked.
I do kind of want to bring that into the entry part. Hey, Marcus, can you look at the YouTube genre quick? Because I don't know. It seemed like when I looked at the genre quick, it might have been on the loop. I do want to sit here and say, if you're living under a rock, or maybe you just really not paying attention to just the news or what's going on in the world, I do want to sit here and get you hip a little bit. Is this playing on real time? No, it's on, but I listened to what it's saying. I don't think it was.
White people need to understand how gutting the Voting Rights Act impacts you, not just black people. Back in 1965, the Voting Rights Act was created to stop racial discrimination in voting. This is where folks get lost. The fuck am I? They don't take your ballot away. They just redraw the maps. Every 10 years, the states redraw their congressional districts. They decide which neighborhoods go into which districts, and that decides who your representative is. So if black people make up 40% of a state, then they should have 40% of the influence. First one is called packing, and the other one is called cracking. You can look that shit up on your own time, because I'm here to talk to Caucasians. And yes, that includes Indians, Mexicans, and Asians, because I know a lot of y'all voted for DT too, and because you have a little bit of an easier time indoctrinating yourself into whiteness. Don't believe me? Have you ever been called an Oreo? So this is why I say it matters to white people, because this administration is trying to treat everybody like black people. Remember Alex Preddy and Renee Good, the two white people that got killed in Minnesota and the whole country went ballistic? You really think that was the only people that got killed by ICE? No. Here's a list of minorities that also got killed that you probably never heard about. Now, what you've seen from Renee Good and Alex Preddy is the type of treatment that black folks have been going through forever. Now, white folks, I want you to listen very, very clearly. Your racism doesn't necessarily come from using the N-word. It comes from your silence. It comes from your lack of acknowledgement of honoring and respecting the history of what this place has gone through and how it has treated certain groups of people. And that lack of acknowledgement is the America propaganda system speaking through you. How many of you thought racism ended in 1865 when slavery was over? There are even black people who believe that. And they grow up in segregated societies, learning about people who don't look like us strictly through media influences. And you know what? We're pretty much brainwashed to believe that anyone who has darker pigmentation, their life just isn't as valued. Now, this administration knows they're probably not going to win, because they're not very popular, and they're going to do everything in their power to maintain in power, which is why when midterms come around, they're going to try to make sure our vote don't really matter. And I believe white folks are starting to wake up and can make a huge impact in this next election. So if you don't want to vote on behalf of protecting black people, then vote on behalf of protecting yourself. Because if you don't, we're all going to live in an economic totalitarian surveillance state, which is a lot like the ghetto. White people need to understand.
So, I mean, that was just a little bit. Let me figure out. I want to make sure that I got everybody with this news, because I ain't going to lie to you. It's getting a little bit tricky out here, and I necessarily don't know how many people paying attention.
The Klan burned him to death because he tried to get black people registered to vote. Vernon Dahmer is one of the lesser talked about civil rights activists of the 20th century. 1960s, Vernon and his wife Ellie had a 200-acre farm, a small grocery store, and an independent sawmill in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And he was a leader of the Forest County NAACP chapter. His slogan was, "If you don't vote, you don't count." Encouraged young black kids to get active in their NAACP chapters. He tried to get a voter registration drive set up in his county in 1961. In 1964, he was a speaker at the Hattiesburg Freedom Day, where 150 black people lined up at the county courthouse in protest to register to vote. Through all of this, the Klan was watching Vernon, and they let him know they were watching. In August of 1965, the Voting Rights Act is passed, and on January 9th, 1966, Vernon goes to the radio and tells everyone, "Hey, I want to register black people to vote at my grocery store, and I want to pay your poll taxes." The very next morning, the White Knights of the Klan firebombed his house. Vernon's body from the waist up was badly burned because he stayed behind and returned fire while his wife and his daughter got to safety. He would later die in the hospital from smoke inhalation. While the Supreme Court slowly strips away our rights to vote, I think it's important that we sit and reflect on what people like Vernon Dahmer sacrificed. The Klan burned him to death because he tried to get black people registered.
Real quick, shout out to, I ain't gonna lie to you, shout out to John Wall. John Wall has took a job to, I want to say he's the head president at Howard University. So, I mean, again, like I said, shout out to John Wall. John Wall has got plenty of jobs right now. I don't necessarily, I haven't seen John Wall on any of the, I want to say, I thought he got picked up for Amazon Prime with the NBA, but I haven't seen him since the playoffs started. So maybe it was just some regular season stuff that they had going on for John Wall. Let's go. Hold on real quick before I go into any more.
Baby, they didn't take your vote. That would have been too obvious. Instead, they just carved up your community like a Thanksgiving turkey. So your vote disappears into 3 different districts where you'll never win. And President Trump is calling it equality. Okay, so let me explain what just happened today, because clearly your timeline isn't talking about it enough. So you know how your neighborhood might be majority Black or Latino? Like genuinely, your block, your neighborhood, your church, your school, all your people are right there. Well, the Voting Rights Act of 1965 said that if your community was that concentrated, you deserve a district where your vote picks your representative, someone who looks like you, someone who lives like you, and somebody who will fight for you in Congress. That was our protection. They just took it. Here's how it works now, okay? And it's called cracking. And it's exactly what it sounds like. They take your community that is 60-70% Black or brown neighborhood, and they crack it. Split it between 3 different districts. Now, instead of being the majority in one place, okay, where you could actually win, you're a minority in 3 places where you will always lose. Your candidate never wins, your issues never get addressed, and your community actually gets ignored. But hey, you still get the vote though. They just made sure that it didn't count. And if you try to fight them in court, good luck. Because now you have to prove that a politician literally said out loud that they hate Black and brown voters. Like a confession, a smoking gun. Because drawing the lines that way on purpose is not enough anymore. And Louisiana was the test case. Black voters there just lost their 2nd congressional district. We're talking potentially 19 seats. Nationally, that could be flipped just by redrawing lines. This is not about one state. This is the blueprint. They tested it in Louisiana. They won. And now everybody has permission to do the same thing.
Let me see if I got one more person for you. Again, like I said, I hope it's not getting too redundant, but the reason why I wanted to just play some of these things, because again, I'm not going to never sit here and come on here and act like I can explain any of this stuff and really break it down, or even really kind of know what's going on. So I'm not even gonna lie, when I play these clips and I'm listening to them, I'm learning in real time, just like everybody else is kind of learning in real time for people who may not understand. And again, like I said, I tell y'all this all the time, I'm cool with talking about the Boston Richeys and the Migos and the Drakes and the Jay-Z's, but at the same time, I don't want to sit here and act like the real world ain't going on as well, because I be one of them people when I listen to podcasts, I kind of want to still like, yeah, I'm cool. I want to hear, I want to be entertained. I want the shits and giggles, but I also want some information that I can kind of like pay attention to kind of really be like, all right, let me make sure I'm doing whatever I'm supposed to be doing. And I do, real quick before I play one other clip, I even kind of want to say that just even with the DMV area, where it's like, I know the DC mayor, race is kind of a little bit more mainstream, I guess, quote unquote, in the DMV area. But I see a lot, I'm sure if you live, especially in like even PG County a little bit, you see a lot of these signs starting to go up. Vote for this person and vote for that person. Excuse me. One thing I will say for all of those people, and they spending so much money on these signs, I don't necessarily know what none of these people are running for. To me, common sense would be like, I do think some of these people, instead of you spending all this money on the street team and all these posters, you should probably go sit down on some podcasts so people can actually put a voice to the faces and then understand like, oh, I seen this lady sign, but okay, I see her sign, but I don't know what she's running for. Because think about it, most people, you driving past the sign, I see the picture, but it depends if I'm sitting in the light or where it's actually posted up at. And the crazy thing is now when you see all of these signs, it's like 10 or 20 different people. So I'm seeing, I see all these black faces running for all these different offices and all this other stuff, but I don't necessarily know who none of these people are. Don't know what your policy is. Don't even know who you're going against. And because all of y'all are black, I don't know which person to vote for. So realistically, if I'm being honest, y'all should probably figure out, hey, let me go sit down on a couple of podcast shows or who's popular via social media. Let me sit down instead of spending all this money on hard physical signs where you can really catch people's attention. I'm not saying don't put the signs up, but put a voice to the sign. I think that to me is like just super ass backwards, where it's like, yeah, you put up all these signs all over the area, But the average person still don't know who you are. I just see a picture. And again, if you get lucky and you get up on a corner or area when you by yourself, I may see like run for such and such. But again, because all of y'all black, like the crazy thing is if a white person was kind of running against any of these people with all these signs up, and then I can sit here and see this one white person, I'm like, damn, I don't know who this person is, but this is the only person I see on this jump because all of y'all are black, all of y'all in suits and ties or in the dresses for the women, or even some of the women are in like suits and suit dresses or whatever you call them for women. I kind of realistically still don't know who none of y'all are. I see the signs, I see people putting them up, but I don't know who y'all are, don't know what you're running for. I would just, me personally, would think that some of y'all should find a couple of podcasts that you should go sit down on, explain to people, make sure that these people, even this, when you're spending all this money on these signs, you should probably sit here and say like, okay, well, cool. It's 2026. People are on social media. People are listening to podcasts. Even if you don't like the way, like sit here and say, you say, well, this setup is not a vertical setup. I want to sit here and I like this person's voice. I like this person's opinion. But let me sit here and rent out a camera and sit down with them and do our own little shit where you can get it chopped up for social media. That to me will make more sense than keep spending out all this money putting up all these signs and you on the corner with 20 other motherfuckers. All y'all got y'all signs up there. That just would be for me. So somebody you listening and you know somebody running for an office and these people kind of just their posters is up, but nobody don't know their name. I will put this on their radar like, hey, you guys should probably go sit down with some podcasts or go do a detailed radio show or go on 93.9 or 95.5, something so people can kind of put a voice to some of these pictures.
Kira, this decision is 6-3, written by Justice Samuel Alito, and it's a significant decision and a setback for the landmark Voting Rights Act of 1965, which was passed to guarantee equality in how we vote, and of course addressing the systemic and historic racial discrimination, especially across the South. This decision came in a case out of Louisiana involving a court-ordered drawing addition of a second majority black district in that state because of the size of the state's population. And the Supreme Court today in this decision said that the court violated the 14th Amendment by adding, the state rather violated the 14th Amendment by adding that district. They used race impermissibly, consciously, to add a second district to aid those voters. And they said that is simply not allowed under our Constitution. Justice Samuel Alito didn't go as far as saying race can never be used in drawing these maps. That's something the court has affirmed before to comply with the Voting Rights Act, but he put a significant new limit on how courts can order states to draw their maps to be more equitable. He said that Section 2 imposes liability only when evidence supports a strong inference that the state intentionally drew its map to discriminate. So a setback for minority voters in Louisiana, and now, Kira, the impact of this decision is going to start to ripple across the country.
Again, like that was the last one that I had. I just wanted to play these real quick. I wanted to talk about some super certified hate and stuff. I don't necessarily know how many of y'all seen the picture or video going viral. Ice Spice walking through like this club. I want to say it may look like she was walking in like a club in like Houston because it seemed like that was kind of like what the setup is of one of those clubs in Houston. And she was walking across, and then most of the like the smaller like rap blog pages, or she the baddest Joan walk in this and in the hip hop industry or whatever the case may be. I ain't gonna lie to you. Ice Spice with that super thick ass walking across that joint. She had like a little tan or brownish like two-piece outfit on. I ain't gonna lie, she looked good to me, but Blueface mother is a cold-blooded hater, and I want to play this clip of her hating ass.
Why y'all over there lying to Ice Spice talking about she look good like that? Now y'all know damn well she need to tighten that up. It's too jiggly, too wiggly, and too loose for her to be that young. One baby and she gonna be out of socket. Y'all done told Ice Spice it look good, girl. Just a little cellulite. Talking about that look real. That girl is too young for all of that wagon to be dragging like that. And y'all know it too. One baby and she gonna look like the trailer park. One baby is all it takes, and you will not be making a comeback, okay? You ain't supposed to have that much cellulite till you get about, what, 40, 45? 45. That booty look like my grandma booty. Y'all over there lying to that baby. Tell her she got to get back in there and tighten some of that up. And we don't want to see it no more, so she do it. Now, if you just want your wagon to be dragging, that's fine. But if you gonna let your wagon come out and let people see it, it got to look how mine was looking. Y'all seen my wagon, so I got room to talk. It ain't supposed to be dragging like that. Okay, Jaden booty is not dragging and she ain't got no cellulite. Y'all over there talking about it look natural. Little cellulite. Cellulite is for 40 and over. 40 and over. If you got cellulite now, bitch, get it together. We don't want to see that shit. I thought it was AI. I said, oh no, that is not Ice Spice. I thought that was an AI booty. Jaden booty look good. And you ain't seen Jaden booty with no clothes on. Jaden booty look good. I'd rather it look fake. I'd rather it look fake than cellulite. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie to you. There's some hating ass shit, and ain't no other way to dress it up. To me, and again, maybe I'm old and I haven't seen. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what a 20-year-old ass look like. But to me, and maybe just because I've dated older women, so that cellulite shit, I didn't even pay no attention when I'm looking at Ice Spice. To me, I'm going off it look natural. The shit look real. It look good to me. I don't get like. I don't think realistically it's supposed to be. And the reason why I think her having cellulite is not a bad thing, because I think she has went up and down in weight. And I think sometimes even for women, one thing you can take from this is you kind of got to do what's good for you, what you like to do, how you like to look and how you like to present. Because when Ice Spice got super skinny, everybody had a problem with that. Oh, girl, put the Ozempic down. Why you get so skinny and this and the third? Now she done gained her weight back. And to me, just personally as a man, her being thick looks 100 times better than her going the super skinny shit. Like, I'm cool with that. And that's why I'm not mad at the cellulite. But I mean, people know 9 times out of 10 have cellulite when they sit here and lose weight. And that's not just a woman or a man. I mean, just a woman thing. Men be having like stretch marks on their stomachs and their legs and their arms when you gain a lot of weight and then you lose a lot of weight, or when your weight keep going up and down. There's nobody who weight has gone up and down and you don't have no form of like cellulite or any type of like stretch marks and shit like that. It's just natural, bro. And that's why it look natural. And that's why people in the comments saying it's natural. But for this old ass lady to kind of be like commenting on like that shit is some hating ass shit. Like, bro, this ain't your one. You an old ass woman, and 2, this girl ain't related to you. She ain't dating your son or nothing. Like, what the fuck do you care for? That to me is just like that's OD hating. Like, if for this to like to be a real person and them to just come out and say shit like that, it's like, god damn. Like, again, that'd be one of them things where sometimes like, bro, women don't even be like other women. Like, that shit is crazy to me. I do want to go into some Simone Biles. So Simone Biles basically came out and was like, bro, I'm not about to sit here and keep coming outside. And every time I got to step outside on the red carpet, I got to spend 20 bands to sit here and get a look. And the crazy thing is I did see a little conversation and some pushback on threads where there were some stylists and hairdressers and makeup artists who were sitting here saying, well, Simone Biles should probably just try to find a cheaper stylist because she shouldn't have to be spending that type of money, where you can kind of probably find some of those looks for way cheaper, but the price probably go up really on how expensive the outfits that it is that she picking. So I will play this clip of Simone Biles, and I can find the threads of people saying it. I'll read some of them.
Okay, chat, we need to have a discussion. If you're a celebrity, an athlete, influencer, these questions are for you. If not, you can keep scrolling or you can listen. Doesn't really matter. But I just need to know if this is normal, okay? Because I know going outside is expensive as these days. But like, is it this expensive, okay? So I just recently had a red carpet event with the stylist fee, hair and makeup team. My grand total, any guesses? I'll wait. Yeah, $22,000. Actually 23, but I just want to know. But baby, if that's normal, and I get inflation, like I get prices these days have gone up. But if that's the new norm, y'all can have it. Y'all will never see me at another event. I'm gonna stay right here where it's free, because I'm kind of spiraling since then. Because I see a lot of y'all at events, and there's no way you guys are paying these prices each and every time because some of y'all be outside. And by the way, my intention for this video isn't so that you guys can go bash people or whatever the case is. There's no ill intent. I just need to know if this is normal.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel for Simone Biles because the question to me will be is like, if I got to spend 20 bands to go to an event, then I would question, is that event even really worth me going to? And what's the benefits of me going to this event? Because if I'm thinking like every time I got to pop out, I got to spend this type of money. If I'm going to a big event, I would question what is my endorsement going to this event. And then that's when sometimes realistically, because I know us as fans, we get so upset when like your favorite rappers or singers don't go to certain award ceremonies and don't go to certain shows. Well, damn, if they gotta spend this type of bread for looking for a stylist or whatever the case may be to step out, I kind of understand why some of them stop going. Now I'm sure I don't necessarily, because like I said, I saw stylists kind of giving her some pushback on Thread. So maybe realistically it's just whatever outfit or whatever look she was going for. Maybe that's why it was that expensive. Maybe the dress that she wore probably cost the crazy bag. Because I understand, like, all right, maybe like hair and makeup, that shit probably could run you probably like just because who you are and the people may got to come to you, maybe like 2,000. Like if you sit here saying maybe like 1,000 for the hair, and then maybe you talking about like 500 or whatever case maybe on the makeup. So again, like to me, that little hair and makeup little situation, I could kind of imagine if that's like 2 bands. And I feel like it's 2 bands if you don't have like, if you ain't getting some like super crazy celebrity to come and do your shit. Because I can only imagine, well, like I don't even know what Arrogant Tate kind of charge. And that's why I kind of ain't gonna lie to you. I'd be surprised when I see like nigga Angel Reese be using that nigga on the regular. But I mean, she a little bit different. But when I see only other WNBA player I see use her is use him is Dejanay. But I don't like, I kind of don't know. I feel bad for Simone Biles because I don't think realistically she's like some super athlete to get crazy endorsements. So if I'm her, I couldn't imagine no way in hell I'm going to want to spend 20 racks to go nowhere. Like, where the fuck am I going that I need to spend 20 bands to be seen at? Because I haven't never.
Yeah, I mean, probably because if you're talking about like gowns and all that stuff. Like she's wearing gowns, not like she's wearing t-shirts and all. She's wearing gowns, so they're getting made. Yeah, I can believe that.
But it's like, you don't never question where am I going? Like, do you like? I don't feel like Simone Biles is somebody where we kind of really even come on here and be talking about like how crazy her outfits
she be
go.
At all, but she be at all those award shows and Graham, all these, what's name? She be there. So yeah, I can believe that you're probably spending that kind of, especially if you there at those places. Because what do you think anybody like a Tiana Taylor, Kim Kardashian, like this stuff ain't cheap, right?
Nah, it's not. But it's at the same time, it's like, nigga, how much is you willing to keep spending too? 20 bands?
Dog, when what's name said that on Joe, I don't know if you even saw, but the little wrestler chick, when she said she spent $5,000 every outfit to get her outfit made. So like I said, I can believe it. Especially if you talking about
no. So I did watch that episode, but again, for her, to me, it's a little bit different. That's kind of like.
But look how, but again, you telling me every night that you fight or you come out there, that's $5,000 out of your pocket, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't need to know how much she get paid. She ain't never say that neither, so I don't know.
No, they get paid good, especially now. But again, so that's what I'm saying. That's $5,000 out every time you come out there performing.
But that to me, stay right there with her though. That's kind of like her look is almost like that's a part of her brand. For Simone Biles, like that ain't really her brand.
Right. But again, I'm pretty sure you can't, because that would look kind of crazy, like you just in a Walmart gown or something like that.
I mean, I don't know, but I'm just saying,
I'm pretty sure. That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure even for like her Tyson stuff like that, I'm pretty sure you're paying a pretty penny regardless.
Yeah, but 20 bands is crazy though. 20 bands, like again, 20 bands gonna make a motherfucker think unless you really
it's crazy if you spend 20 bands and you're not wearing it again. That is crazy.
You're not. Where else you gonna wear it again to? If you're wearing a gown somewhere, where else you gonna wear it to? If I go on the red carpet event,
see, and that's probably why you gotta think about it. You go to the designers, so these designers like, oh damn, I can't, like I gotta fit you in there, right? But you really not give me no look or no play, so she probably do gotta pay those.
That's my point. That's why I'm mad at her.
Somebody like, I know Cardi about to be. Oh, Cardi, yeah, they about to take these pictures.
No, of course. So again,
that's what I'm saying.
So you're proving my point right there. That I agree with everything you just see here and say. I'm sure that designers and even stylists give Cardi B a different type of discount because they know Cardi B, whatever outfit I put Cardi in, or if I'm the person, like, even I don't know how I even go with the Met Gala. Like, I'm sure some of them may pay for their stuff, some of them don't, because I want this person to be seen in my shit. I know for a fact when this person go, a lot of people are going to pay attention. Again, like you said, like somebody like Cardi B, if I'm a stylist or I'm a designer and I got a new dress, I'm trying to get seen shit. I'm sure even for some of the bigger name designers, because it's Cardi B, people want to put their dress on Cardi B. So I'm sure when Beyonce, matter of fact, when y'all listening to this, the Met Gala probably already is out. So I'm sure Beyonce ain't pay for whatever she going to wear. Because it's Beyonce and niggas know that a million people.
I don't think it's up because I just saw Kim. I didn't know that's what the hell she was talking about. Because she just posted something 13 years doing this. And I guess that they were showing her different gowns or whatever. I didn't. So it's this week.
It's this week. I know for a fact it's by when they listening to this on Tuesday, it's Monday.
Okay.
It's on Monday.
Yeah, because the first picture she put up, it was like she was pregnant. So that's why I'm like, I ain't know that's what it is. So it's Monday when
it's Monday. It's Monday. And the only reason why I know it's Monday because I just got them.
I'm gonna say the last time we did it, it was.
No, it's around this time.
Because I'm saying the pictures was already out because we was talking about them.
Oh well, I mean, maybe I don't know when. I don't know what the date says originally, but I know for a fact it's on a Monday. I know it's on a Monday because Angel Reese dropped them green gala jumps because those was from her. That colorway was from her original.
Last year.
Not last year. Her first Met Gala she went to. There was something else I wanted to play.
So you telling me? If I buy a digital PlayStation game, I don't fully own it anymore? Nah, this is wild. So reports are coming out that PlayStation is rolling out a digital check-in where you have to check in every 30 days. Like your console has to connect to the internet to let them know that you're still there. Make it make sense. Who came up with this shit? Come on, dude. That's why I say, listen, this is some bullshit. Your console has to connect to the internet just to prove that you still own the game? Like, what? Let me break it down. So you buy a digital game, right? So now, every 30 days, your system has to verify that you're online. If you don't connect to a PSN, then boom, the game will lock you out. Okay, so just imagine you on vacation, no Wi-Fi, you deployed. Or maybe you just want to play a game offline, like back in the day. Nope. You might not be able to play something that you already paid for. And get this is mostly for newer games, but games with physical discs, those are fine. And older games. So basically, digital buyers is getting the short end of the stick again. And this is why people been saying you don't really own the digital games. You are renting them. And if this becomes an official big cross-the-board problem, this could be a big problem for gamers. I'm not gonna lie. This might push people back to physical copy games. What y'all think?
So I guess, I mean, you play games more than me. You really kind of understand this shit. So I guess I would ask you first before I give my opinion. What's your thoughts on PlayStation doing that? So people, if you didn't hear or understand what he was basically saying, I forgot what the date is when they supposed to start this, but I guess PlayStation is it later on this year or sometime next year? Well, I guess where they want to roll this into play for PlayStation 5 or 6, whatever that is.
So what you mean, like?
Well, I guess my question to you, I mean, I'm sure, I mean, you more of an Xbox person anyway, and I feel like for Xbox, you kind of had to be connected to the Wi-Fi anyway to play the game. So that's why when I'm listening to him say it to me, it don't get crazy. I guess it depends on what games you play. Because if you play like 2K and you play like Madden, I know fucking 2K got like an update like every other fucking week. So you kind of got to connect to the Wi-Fi regardless to update your game. So that's why listening to him say, like, I mean, I guess if you maybe on some old school shit and I don't know what games you playing when you don't need to do the update.
I think it's if you bought it digitally, maybe.
But
like
even
if
still,
I bought the game digitally, like I say, if I bought Madden, but I ain't played it in months, I'm guessing that's what you're saying. That's how they. Is that what they doing?
I mean, I don't know what the real. I seen the story, but I just never really got to see what he was the only person I seen actually online talking about it.
I think people don't really pay attention because even when you buy those, you don't own the game.
I mean, that's what he was kind of saying. He was saying that's why people probably
Read
won't
them,
stop
probably
going back to the
reading them. What's the name? Yeah, you don't own the game. You license it. You leasing it. You don't own it.
I mean, the crazy thing is, I mean, if we being honest,
that's the thing. Because like even if I was to like, let's say you did like you was cheating on Madden and they banned you, so now you can't even get on the game no more. You bought that game. How the hell I can't play on? You know what I'm saying? I bought that game, and you like you said, you can't play online without you can't play the game without being online.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you just got to buy the hard copy games, but I mean, I feel like
if you buy the hard copies, you like I said, you got to be connected. That's why I say I'm thinking it's more so the digital. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe, like I said, I just played the clip because I didn't see a lot of people talking about it, but I seen that it was a story online, so I kind of wanted to play that. Oh man, I forgot that this shit even happened. We ain't gotta talk about that Trump shit because I forgot that shit even happened. That real quick. I do want to.
Waxologist wears a tiny camera as a necklace and live streams videos of her waxing my kitty for her OnlyFans. My face is hidden. I get a free wax. She gets paid on OnlyFans. All is well. Fast forward 3 months.
Let the rest of that clip play. Would y'all allow to get a free wax or a free anything? Would you allow somebody to record you for if they was blurring your face out? Would you allow them to record you for their OnlyFans? Like they like, hey, we'll give you.
Oh, that's the joint I sent you with
with the dude, yeah,
and the girlfriend.
I would.
If they blurred your face out, you would let them record it. Mm-hmm. Would you do it, Marcus?
Yeah, because you just like, if I'm getting my hair done,
for free. You just
hell yeah.
Go out several times. He's husband material, and we vibed. I just loaned him $5,000 to start his film company.
What?
Hey, I need that 5K. Come on,
man.
We were about to have sex when he mentioned I couldn't wait to see your kitty in person. I asked what he meant by that. I subscribed to my wife's OnlyFans. I couldn't wait to see it in person. That's how I realized he was married to my waxologist.
Oh.
He says he sleeps with several of her clients. I gave him money because I thought we were exclusive. I was pissed, so I told my waxologist that her OnlyFans encourages her husband to cheat her. We have an open relationship, and y'all pay our bills. I kind of feel like I'm being pimped by both of them. Am I? How to get my money back? I'm in a bind myself.
Oh, look at that. They tag team.
Tag team back again.
That's what I say. It works for them. They have an understanding.
And I'd be blown if I didn't know it and you was making money off of me. I'd be pissed.
How you ass nigga, you know I'm making money off of you. What you mean?
No, like if you was, I'm just saying, if I didn't know that's what you was doing, like I was sitting here getting my wax or whatever the case may be, and you just been up in these joints. Like I said, you're not showing my face. You just showing you what's name I. So I didn't know. I think you just doing it for content or whatever the case may be. But it's on OnlyFans and you making money off. Yeah, nah, I
ain't gonna lie to you. To me, it'd be more crazy when I see people allowing people to record them and post it on Instagram. Like the wax girl,
they be censored out.
Man, some of them shits don't be.
Yeah, there would be the little black, or the little fuzzy shit.
Man, I done seen some girls damn near half naked and that shit. I'd be like, how the
like with her hand over top of her lips and all that.
Yeah, I'm like, nigga, how the fuck is this on Instagram? Like,
yeah, I swear to literally,
man, I'd be surprised how some shit be flying on Instagram though. You be seeing like people pages be getting flagged for some bullshit. Then there be certain people with it. I'd be like, bro, it be girls damn near almost half naked. Like it's these girls who sit here and man, it's these women who be on Instagram and they walk around like in a robe and their robe is like untied. You can see, and they got their vagina piers, but you got it. I mean, of course, I'm an old horny nigga. You can't see it for real, but if you paying attention, you can see it. I'm like, bro, how the fuck is this up here? And they post it multiple times because it ain't a bunch of new videos. They keep reposting them same videos. I'm like, bro, these shits never get flagged. Like, how the fuck is this even possible? Real quick, let's go into this Nike situation. And for people don't, I'm gonna play this clip real quick, but it's a conversation that was floating around. I don't know if we talked about it. I thought we did, but maybe we didn't go into real detail. But it's a conversation about Nike kind of Nike kind of losing their luster a little bit, and I guess some people were Nike was trying to, well, not Nike, I think, who was it? I forgot who originally came. It might have been Nike who came out and said something, or somebody that was connected to Nike and was trying to blame it on the basketball players, saying the reason why Nike's isn't as popular no more because the basketball players aren't as popular anymore. But I do want to play this clip of it, and this is a little page. They got this podcast, and this is this white guy and this white girl, and they kind of do breakdowns on business and business marketing and where people are doing their marketing via social media. And they do a great job at breaking these stuff down.
Your issue is not that you've lost sight of the consumer. The issue is that you lost sight of your brand. Lululemon has a new CEO, and this is going to be a hot take. So former Nike executive Heidi O'Neill, that did over 25 years at Nike, is coming into Lululemon, which is crazy considering she's being tied to one of the reasons why Nike stock is in the toilet, and she's being named in a securities lawsuit for misleading the shareholders, for saying that the direct-to-consumer strategy was an effective strategy when ultimately was not.
I think Lululemon is committing brand Harry Curry, inviting the virus into their organization and calling it the cure. I think it'll go down as one of the stupidest appointments of a CEO in the history of any company that needs to reinvent itself.
And the stock plummeted the first day of this announcement, and we need to dig into why, because there's that issue that's happening, and then there's what Heidi O'Neill did at Nike that's relevant to why this is so stupid at Lululemon. She was a senior Nike leader during the direct-to-consumer era that many now see as overcorrected. And then she became the president of consumer product and brand, and this was her final and most powerful role at Nike. What's relevant about that is at the same time, if she's taking this role in leadership, Nike is criticized for making some of the worst moves in its brand history. The first thing that Nike is criticized is that it was pulled back too aggressively from wholesale. So Nike reduced emphasis on its partners like Foot Locker and other major retailers that sold shoes.
That pullback from the retail space gave a giant opportunity for the Hokas and the OnClouds to move in, because they stopped focusing on it. And so like a great kind of guerrilla operation from a smaller business, they see what the big company is doing. They're not focusing there, and they went and exploited that opportunity. And once they grab that shelf space, they're not going to let go of it because now they're incredibly popular.
At the same time, the brand also became more promotional. So they started increasing sales at their DTC stores to like increase people to buy more product, which lessened the brand because they weren't innovating and they weren't findable where people were shopping. So it became a promotional brand, which helps sales short term, kills a brand long term. And then on top of that, Nike also lost some of its performance sport authority because the brand was leaning more into like these like equality messages. It lost sight of that brand being focused on performance. On top of that, she's also named in a securities class action lawsuit. And the allegation is that Nike and certain executives misled investors about the success and sustainability of the direct-to-consumer strategy. So you are literally faced with a stupid strategy at a huge brand that's in a failing position. And then on top of that, have a securities class action lawsuit for misdirecting the shareholders, for pretending the strategy is working, and you get selected to be the leader of a brand that's publicly failing on top of itself. Like Chip Wilson took an ad out in the Wall Street Journal, and this is what the board members are like, nope, you know what, everyone, this is the person that we're going to pick to turn it around. This is a case study in when a brand loses sight of their brand and they're more focused on being right than realizing what they need to get back on track. Lululemon.
I got one more jump from them because this one is kind of more of a conversation that me and Erica always have, just about online shopping, and then kind of the back and forth where people, I guess, with some of these stores are in a hard place where they kind of trying to figure out if they should worry more about people's in-person experience when they're shopping, or should they focus more on catering to people who go online? Because I do think there is two different audiences, where there is the online shopper, and then there are some people who still like to actually go into the store.
Alpha is forcing retailers to rethink the store. These younger generations that have only grown up with tech prefer to get more into real life, going into stores, buying things in a physical experience than just ordering it online. Probably because they don't have credit cards, especially these brands like, you know, Kylie Cosmetics being the #1 cosmetic brand at Ulta. The shelves are completely sold out because 16-year-olds don't have a visa. But what's interesting is that when you look at the delta of the people who are younger, but then you have people like me that like, I predominantly only shop online. I get annoyed when I go to the mall and it hasn't changed and it hasn't innovated. digital. And as we're talking about this, Target announces that it's doing $1 billion investment in changing the experience of the store. And then the same week, Walmart also announces that it's putting $5.5 billion to move away from the old value aesthetic. And they're not moving away from value, but they're upgrading the expression of value. So like, what does value mean in a modern day setting? So one of the things that you brought up that's really interesting that they're doing, they're widening the space between the shelves.
Yeah.
So they're not making them smaller like in Sephora. They're actually making them bigger. They're leveraging way more AI in the stores. And the whole language is that they're remodeling to be the store of the future.
Before the digital pressure of the phone, going shopping can be fun to wander because you're discovering as you're wandering where that's crowded and cluttered. Like it's tiring. Like I did some development of these with these big companies in the past. And what they want is they want to get stores into 5-year, very, very tough, tight leases.
Yeah.
And it just forces them to go out of business if the trends, and those lease terms don't reflect how fast attention is changing.
I'd be more drawn to go to a mall if there was a segment of the mall that had like pop-up turnovers, whether it's 2 weeks, whether it's 2 months, whether it's like 6 month turnovers, it changing. There being something that makes it different. Like for example, Matilda Jerf, she's got this brand called Jerf Avenue, and she had a store that was on Cannon in Beverly Hills. That would drive me to go to a mall more often because it brought me back into retail when I was excited to experience something in real life and see how they did it. I think those things should be open a bit longer than 2 weeks because I find as an adult, it's very hard to like squeeze that in right away. I think it's easier for young people that have less like formalities in their life.
There has to be a balance in changing how retail is making it more experiential. You know, it's not just having like a mini putt course in the middle, but the way that the products are rotated through, you almost feel like when I go to the mall, I'm going to discover some new things.
Gen Alpha.
And the reason why I wanted to play that last clip, because I do think realistically, I mean, that is one of the biggest conversations when people were having always the debates between like Target and Walmart was like Walmart always just feel like it's a huge store, but it feel like everything is so jam-packed and it always feel like Walmart is packed. I don't care what Walmart you go to, all of them feel the same where like Target, it feels like even if both of the stores are the same exact size, you could even go during I mean, of course, not like Christmas and stuff, because that is like a little bit different with the stores. But if you go to just even doing just like maybe like 4th of July, Memorial Day weekend, and you're just trying to pick up some plates or some chips or whatever the case may be, even if the Target is busy, it just don't never feel as jam-packed like a Walmart do. And even when they sit here saying like some stores, I agree with what they're saying. Like that is one of the reasons why, and I talked about this before, maybe a couple of weeks ago, like going into the mall and they'd be like, damn, I just walked around this mall and I didn't even see nothing. Or maybe when you got into certain stores, maybe because of the way the stores was set up and you didn't see something to catch your eyes, you felt like, damn, I just walked around this mall and I didn't see shit that I was looking for, where you could sit on your phone. And had to catch myself and like put myself on punishment, because they'd be feeling like after Instagram and TikTok know what you like, nigga, they just keep sending that shit. Oh, I got another shirt. You like these graphic shirts? I got more graphic shirts. I got more graphic shirts. I'm like, come on, dog. I got 10 graphic shirts I ain't even wore yet, because they just keep fucking sending them jokes. But when you go into a store, you don't kind of find nothing. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of just like, are you in that tricky space where it's like, yeah, I'm glad I don't own none of these fucking companies, because I just don't necessarily.
But even like something like that, like you said, you put it on my algorithm, I can see it. You go in the store, it already sold out. But see, on your phone, they're in the warehouse. You can get, all right, we can make more, we can send more.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that's probably why it's so. You're gonna keep going online because, all right, I'm looking for this size. They don't got my size. You go in the store, they don't even have that size. So that's why I'm saying that it's gonna keep.
And then I think the only thing tricky about online is though, and that's why I do even feel bad sometimes. Like if I catch something and it's like a good quality shirt, I do be understanding why like some of these businesses, because they don't just do it on TikTok. Because even some like I've ordered a couple shirts from Instagram and they'll have videos of people with it actually on. And realistically, to be honest, it do help you and make you feel more comfortable with buying certain shit. And I can kind of tie this into is another story online where it was sitting here saying Americans lost over $2.1 billion off of social media scams because people be online, and sometimes where you don't necessarily know if some of these shopping jonts is like real, like are they real websites? Are these real jonts? And so sometimes you kind of need to see people actually wearing some of these shirts, because like I ain't gonna lie to you, I be to the point now where it's like if the price is cheap on TikTok and actually wearing it, I just won't buy it because I done bought enough shit off of a TikTok shop and know some of these t-shirts be bullshit. So just because they may have, and the graphic may look cool on the jump, like, and the crazy thing about TikTok now is you can tell when they got like the AI people like showing you shit. I'm like, bro, this not a real person. I need to see real people in this shit. I'm not about to buy this because y'all got this fucking white boy in this shit fake as hell. Hey, check out this new Hendrix shirt. You like Hendrix? And I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You better put this shirt on a real goddamn person. So I do think realistically that is where it kind of get tricky for people online because like you don't want to just sit here. I'm not just gonna put my credit card information on any and every website because you necessarily don't know if it's a bogus website. And that is how people get got. That's why you kind of got to be a little bit careful on who you buy stuff from and how credible. Like I even will go on the page. Like if I see the ad, I'll go on the page and make sure and read through the comments to see if people actually be ordering from there or people complaining about certain shit or what they saying about the product. And then you can kind of tell with like some of them.
So that kind of make me like, I think me personally, like when I see stuff that I can't see in the store, that's what I'm going to order online. Like whether it's like I'm going to order it.
I'll be scared to do that too. I'll look on Amazon first.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's that, and even like that, like I would try. Let me see if it got on Amazon. Now, if it's not on Amazon, then all right.
Oh, but you can even I even did this before because I seen a joint. It was like I was looking for these. Matter of fact, I was looking for some Atlanta Dream t-shirts, and I went because I seen when Angel Reese originally got traded to them, she had an Amazon shirt on. People was like, "Hey, where you get that shirt from? It's not on the WNBA store." She like, "I got it from Amazon." So then I went on Amazon because some of these joints like. I say this all the time. Like I love Angel Reese, but whoever be designing her personal t-shirts, them shits be trash. So people be looking for other cooler shit. And the crazy thing is, it's always people online who design better shirts. And I don't understand why a lot of these brands, especially these athletes who starting their own like merch joints, like you should probably get it's endless people who making cooler merches. Get some of these people to work for you or get them some type of commission. Some of them probably just do it for free if they just you fucking get them a fucking couple free. But again, anyway, I seen the joint on Amazon. I went on Amazon website and I was like, well, it's a couple dollars cheaper if you just buy it from the actual website. It's this company, and I went on their Instagram page and I seen it was licensed by the NBA, the NFL, and the WNBA. And I was like, okay, cool. These t-shirts is actually licensed. This ain't some bootleg janky shit. But I just ordered it straight from the website instead of going on Amazon because
like, y'all do just like I don't know if it's Apple Pay or PayPal.
I do that
if
too.
They don't got neither one of those. I ain't ordering from them. If you don't accept Apple, like I can pay on my Apple Pay.
Apple Pay, you don't order from it.
I don't order from that or PayPal. Well, I know if it's a problem, they're gonna. I'm not gonna put my actual credit card.
I ain't never even think about that. But I only order my shit off of Apple Pay anyway. But I never thought about it like that. But that does make sense because realistically, if they don't got Apple Pay 9 times out of 10, it ain't a real business, or they don't do enough business, and that's why they don't have Apple Pay. So I mean, that's a good thing. Now that you just mentioned that, I will kind of keep an eye out for that because I haven't ordered anything that wasn't off of Apple Pay. I mean, it wasn't Apple Pay because that should make that shit 100 times easier. And I think realistically, and that kind of is almost like the gift and the curse for the customer. Because sometimes when it's so easy, and that's the only thing about online shopping, because it's so easy, it's like, that shit. I'm telling you, that shit is almost like when your parents used to get the newspaper back in the day with all the fuck. But this shit on your phone and you're like, it's like you literally got your money in your hand. It's like, I swear, and they be having some fire graphic tees, but I be kind of like sometimes I be scared. I ain't gonna just buy. Like I ain't even gonna lie to you. I be saying some fire wrestling tees, and I kind of, to be honest with you, it's to me if it's not almost like now I almost kind of judge it if it ain't $45 and up. I kind of feel like this shit gonna be some bullshit, and it shouldn't be like that for no t-shirts. But I kind of feel like for good quality t-shirts and some actual.
But you probably wearing the overprint joints, not just like how you got the big print joints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was one more? Oh, this lady, man, she bugged. I can't believe she did this to her son.
With your PlayStation 5.
Oh, all right.
How you picked my cat up and slammed it on the ground multiple times. Do it. Now pick it up and do it again. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me move this for you, baby, so you know it's real. I want you to raise it up on your tiptoes and slam that bitch as hard as you can like you did my motherfucking cat. Pick it up and do that shit again. Since you got anger issues, we gonna fix them today. Pick it up and do that shit again. Pick it up and do that shit again. Pick that shit up and do it again. Pick that shit up and do it again. Pick that shit up and do it again. This is your punishment. Now pick all that shit up and throw it in the trash.
I ain't gonna lie to you. If I could find the video of the little boy slamming the cat, I would sit here and start a GoFundMe for this little nigga to get him a new PlayStation. Hey, but this
She did another video with the controllers and the Switch.
Only thing I want to sit here and
That
say
shit is overboard.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. But one, that's how you know. But that's how you know that woman don't got no man in her life, because no man will let nobody do no stupid shit like this. Like that's a single mother just thugging it by herself, just doing pure dumb. That's some woman emotional shit.
Dumb because she had him.
You creating drama.
How would you break? Why don't you? Them fucking PlayStations is expensive as shit. Fuck that cat.
Fuck that PlayStation.
But what are you teaching him? He's still using his anger.
Oh, that shit.
Him that is wrong.
Bro, you know how expensive these shit is. Like, I was watching this late, basically watching this little nigga
and I
throw
hear
money down this shit.
And I hear people like, oh yeah, we need more parenting like that. But okay, all right. So if he broke his PlayStation, right? Who to say the cat wasn't fucking with him in the first place?
So
I don't like the fucking cat in the first place. Why the cat here?
Who's to say he don't like the cat?
I want to see what he did to the cat. Because like you said, I want to see what he did to the fucking cat. Because if the cat's still alive, you broke my PlayStation.
You broke your
Guess what we gonna be eating? Guess what we gonna be eating tomorrow? Fried cat.
Who fried
Put that
the
motherfucker
cat?
in the grill.
Who, the boy?
I am. Yeah, hell yeah.
Get the fuck
That's
out
what I'm
here.
saying. You crazy dog.
You broke it. You broke your PlayStation. Your behavior is why you did this. I bet you won't do it again. It's called respecting people's shit.
Nigga, fuck that cat.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. That fucking that play. God, I fell for that little nigga breaking that PlayStation, and I just know how much PlayStations cost. Like, God, bro, shout out to her. She bought the PlayStation, respect, and that's your money. You throw down the fucking shit. I'm not sitting here. That ain't gonna be my punishment. I respect parents being parents and punishing your kid, but God, that's an expensive ass punishment.
And then the fact that you're recording, like that's my thing. Like you torturing them. Now he see that when he see that video, he going, man, fuck that cat.
No, the crazy
you creating more trouble for him.
No, the crazy thing is when you see this little when this story come across the internet 5 years from now, and this little nigga. Just remember her record. They better tie that shit back in. Don't make it seem like this little nigga smoked this mother for no reason. Because I'm telling you, 5 years from now, when that little nigga get a little bit older and he come
over this fucking stupid ass cat. They got fucking nut. Man, fuck this cat.
I want to play real quick. I want to play 2 more jumps before we leave. Because both of these stories is crazy as hell. And some shit I would just take to my grave and I wouldn't sit here and stay. I'm gonna start off with Marcus, ex running back.
The bitch that fucked Drake or Future before? Tell the truth.
I have her. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
BM.
She was done. Oh yeah, BM fucked Future?
Yeah.
Oh Drake.
I think she with Future now. I think they like together.
What? Getting fucked by Future.
Oh, she's getting slid.
How you found out Future fucking her?
From my girl.
Huh?
My girl know this shit.
Pay child support to this girl?
Yeah.
I'm not paying child support and Future fucking you. Fuck that. How much you pay her a month?
Enough.
Child support plus Future? I don't like this shit for you.
Future blocked me on fucking Instagram, bro. I don't even know what I did. This nigga got me blocked on Instagram.
Nah, you lying. Future not
she
blocking you, bro.
Bro, they got me blocked on Instagram, bro. I don't know if she told you some shit or something, bro. That got me blocked, bro.
Y'all don't believe Future got Le'Veon Bell.
One day I went to his. I was trying to go to his Instagram.
Let me see, bro.
Bro, I swear, bro.
No, Le'Veon Bell. Why you blocking my man?
Yeah, I'm like, bro.
I'm blocking my guy.
I ain't do nothing, bro. You got my BM, bro. You got it, bro. I don't even want her.
That's what.
Probably plotting to rob your ass. She plotting your ass, nigga. I'm telling you right now, bro. I was with her for a couple years, bro. So like, it took a little time for her to plot on me, bro. But just be pushing. Look, bro. Look, you find him, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah, he blocked you, bro.
I'm blocked, bro.
You did something. What you say to her about him? You said something. Keep it 100.
Bro,
It's a safe space, brother.
But I said not one thing about Future or to Future or anything about. I didn't even know this nigga Future knew anything about me. I didn't even know this nigga knew who I was, bro. But one day, bro, I'm just like, cause, bro, I fuck with the nigga music. I mean, I don't.
You still listen to his music?
I don't listen to his music no. Fuck. Like somebody playing Future, it's like it's on, but it's like I don't just click on Future and like nah.
Future talking about baby mother, nigga. I'm in the club and I hear him. I'm like this. That fuck.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It's some shit I just wouldn't tell people. I'm not telling niggas the Future digging down my baby moms and then he got me blocked on Instagram because you sound like a fucking whore right now.
Yeah. And you found out from your girl. Like what?
Like what? One, how the fuck do your girl know that? That would be my first question. Like, how the fuck do you even know that he got the? How you know that them two fucking with each other? Because I'm sure your girl and especially if your baby mom got you on child support, I'm sure her and your girl ain't that fucking cool. So that means your girl is that fucking bothered about your baby moms. She's stalking her page to even know that her and Future fucking with each other. And how would she know that? Because Future ain't no nigga who like he got to really be into a bitch to be posting her on social media or allowing her to post him. So again, it's certain shit that I would just be like, bro, I'm not sitting here telling niggas this. Like, there ain't no way in hell I'm sitting here getting on somebody's platform and sitting here saying, hey, man, Future digging down my baby moms and he blocked me on social media. Like, how you even know? Like, man, that's why I feel for him. I feel like you leaving some shit out because Future don't post like that. So how the fuck would you even know that you got blocked by him?
Would you say something if it was a lyric?
Like, yeah, if he was dissing me in a song, yeah.
Yeah, like, would you say
like when Russell,
yeah, like y'all probably didn't know that song where what's name? He was really talking about me.
Yeah, I probably
would do that.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
If he was dissing me in a song.
Okay, you would do that. Okay.
But I'm not about to sit here and just be like, because Future don't, again, for you to, reason why I know he leaving something out, Future don't post like that on social media. So for you to know the Future blocked you on Instagram, that means, nigga, you went on his page trying to like see if he was posting about your BM. And that's probably why he blocked your ass, because he's like, nigga, I don't want your messy ass on my page.
And I just found out that my sister is pregnant by my first baby daddy. Like, this is just crazy how people will sit under you and be in your face. Like, they are really obsessed and jealous of you. I used to be with this girl every day. Like, I'm so confused. Like, you are that sick? This is part 2 of how I found out that my sister was messing with my baby daddy / now she's pregnant by him. So his ex-girlfriend had texted me and was like, Taylor, you don't find it weird that your sister's driving BJ car? I'm like, why would she be driving his car or whatever? She's like, I don't know. So I'm thinking the girl lying. I'm like, send me a picture. She sent me the picture. I got to get my other phone so I can show y'all. So I text her like, what you doing driving BJ car? I ain't driving. I sent her the picture like, boo. Yes, you is. You lying. Will she stop texting me? So she ended up lying, trying to make it seem like it was her sister friend messing with her. The whole time it was her. I was wondering how my baby daddy was knowing so much of my business. And because I don't tell people my business. Like, I don't tell people my business. So for him to know certain stuff, I knew it came from like an insider, and it was her. So remind y'all, I had came into town and I was supposed to spend the night at her house. I had just paid the bitch rent or whatever. So she tried to spend me. Whole time my baby daddy was over there staying with her, and she ain't saying nothing. Like, she just moving weird, but I'm peeping the vibe. So my homeboy texted me, was like, bitch, why she posting you? Why you with her? And she she messed your baby daddy. She goes to your baby daddy. I'm like, man, you lying. He like, hell no, I'm not lying. So at this point, I'm like, yeah, bitch, you mess with him, you lying, this and that, this and that. She's still lying. When I tell y'all this bitch lied. I came into town, I caught them at the gas station and I was trying to fight her. They hurried up and pulled off. Mind you, my daughter had to go down and go stay with her daddy, and my daughter was staying with her daddy, and she was coming there or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, you messed with him. I ended up, like, I ain't gonna lie, I was mad as fuck. I was mad, but I forgave her for that. I just forgave her. Like, I just moved on from it because it's like, what? It ain't nothing I can do. It is what it is. They mess around. Boom. So I get on TikTok. My cousin ended up sending me a TikTok, and I had ended up going just watching the whole thing, and I see she's big and pregnant. So come to find out, she's big pregnant by my baby daddy, and that's her baby daddy. And now she's trying to justify like why she's pregnant by him. It's no justifying why you are weird. You weird. You sat under me for so long and watched me for decades, and you didn't like me for real. And that just goes to show you how people is. Like, people is not to be trusted. They will sit under you till they run out.
and then pull weird shit like this. Like, this is weird. Like, I really can't even really explain it because it's just so much. It's so much to the story that I'm missing because so much has happened in this. They've been together since 2023. She's just now pregnant. I'm just not finally saying something because I'm tired of being quiet. I'm sick of people doing weird shit to me, and I just let them do weird shit to me, and I let them get off and tell the world their story, and I don't tell my story. Everybody's saying, Taylor, you shouldn't. No, I should, because people be doing weird stuff to me, and I don't say nothing. I just keep my stuff behind closed doors. But this right here has took the cake for her to have a whole baby. Like, you're messed up in the head. She used to talk so bad about my baby daddy, so I just don't understand how she ended up pregnant or even with him. Why did I just find out that my sister is pregnant by my first baby daddy? Like this.
Hold on. My two things. One is your first baby daddy is fucking crazy, and then it's just like, are they real fucking sisters? Because the way it seemed like she was explaining, it sounded like she was explaining it like this was her friend, and she just called her sister. Because I was like, if her sister, because when she was explaining the story, she basically was like, somebody seen her sister in their baby father's car, or her baby father was in her sister's car, but then she was sitting here saying that her baby father be dating her sister. I'm like, wouldn't that make it your sister too? Like, I was kind of confused. Like, but again, it's like, I guess my question, realistically, Erica, you're the only woman in here. Would you, if you over the baby daddy situation, do you really care who he get pregnant next? Or would you give a fuck if it was somebody you call a sister or something like that?
But I feel like if it's my sister, yeah, I'm out because I'm not mad about because I want him. It's like, how did that happen?
Yeah, that shit. Because then now y'all sisters and they sisters and your cousins, sisters and brothers.
If
now.
you trashing the motherfucker, like you was the same person who was like, oh, I can't stand that nigga. He wrong for you.
Right,
so really, you wanted him the whole time.
Sister or whoever, they be like, yeah, girl, fuck that nigga. He a piece
Yeah,
of
like
shit.
if you doing some shit like that, then I'd definitely be hell nah.
But even if you wasn't doing it, even if you was just like you was just chilling, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, we not together no more, and you had like, so you wanted him the entire time.
Yeah, that shit is just weird though. Like, cause now you're literally y'all kids is fucking they cousins, but they brothers and sisters too. If y'all really sisters. And then you see, but again,
let me ask you this. But what if like it was an accident? You became baby daddy.
What you mean?
Like it was a one night. Like you wasn't dating this nigga. Like y'all just.
But still, like, though it's a millions of people in the fucking world, you don't have to go right behind. Like, that to me is kind of crazy.
You're right.
I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Like, okay, let's say if I had a kid that was just off a one night stand, me and this person don't even know each other for real. I still feel like you shouldn't be not somebody I'm related to. Like, maybe if you go do it with a homeboy or a homegirl, like, cool. But somebody I'm actually related to, that's kind of crazy. Like, come on, dog. It's too many people in the world.
How would you even know? Like, if we just met and it was a one night stand for me, how did you go find the same person and have a baby with them too?
But just like that,
because I know you know about it because I told you.
No, but just like that one with me and Mike, I think what was the Christmas joint where they ain't know that they was dating the same, or it was one of them joints we played the clip with. And like I said, if I never seen him or knew that was your baby daddy.
Yeah, I guess. But then my crazy thing is, even for this girl sitting here saying, I don't tell people my business like that. But now you telling how you don't tell people your business like that. But the first time you tell people your business, you come on the internet and tell people this shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, yeah, man, people are crazy as hell. My last jump before we get out of here. This is some kind of like where it's like, to me, I kind of was like, it's hard to disagree because it's Hitmaker who's saying this. So I'm about to play this clip of Young Bird. For people who don't know who Young Bird, I mean, of course you know who. Probably, I'm sure you've heard of Young Bird, but his new producer name is Hitmaker, and they were talking about NBA Youngboy, and he was basically sitting here saying he felt like NBA Youngboy could be a bigger artist if he just locked in with one producer. I very much disagree, but I want to play this clip real quick.
Think that you think in this day and age with the way that technology is working, you can have another Drake, Cole, or Kendrick?
Yeah. Maybe even more. Look at NBA Youngboy.
Right. But he's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, his success is crazy. He just did an arena tour and it was like, I mean, black culture.
But he doesn't work. He doesn't work with a producer, so he doesn't have a fucking hit record. The minute that he works with a producer that he locks in with, that understands his style and understands the radio, he'll be even bigger than he is now. He's doing all that. He's never had a #1 record. He's not at his at radio ever.
True. Cheese is just his engineer?
He's just an engineer. I love Cheese, so that's my guy.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So because he doesn't play that game.
I'm saying a big record. I think they attempted it. DJ Khaled attempted a record with Post Malone and NBA YoungBoy. It didn't go all the way there. But the minute that NBA YoungBoy can take that fan base and meet it at radio and have a #1 record at radio, and God forbid that shit crossover, go rhythmic, pop, and this, that, and third, he's out of here.
Out of here.
The world knows. He's Drake. He's the next Drake or Kendrick.
Well, I mean, yeah, fair.
Respectfully.
Yeah. But I get where I get the sentiment.
Exactly,
right? Like it becomes a thing of like now, okay, like you're starting to get
that's what's separating
mass
them.
appeal.
What's separating them?
Drake, Kendrick, Cole, and them. I think
not talent wise. I'm just saying like
massive records, global recognition. Exactly. Yeah, but legacy of like 15 years of global records.
But look,
and a lot of strategy.
We're wrong though. We're wrong.
Oh, I'm wrong.
We're old.
Yeah,
we're both wrong.
Fair
we're
enough.
old.
Fair enough. Shit.
Them fucking NBA YoungBoy records that's on YouTube or whatever to them young kids or whatever. Those are them records. That Lonely Child and all the other shit. Those are that to them. It might not be on the level of fucking skill set that me and you resonate with. He's not gonna fucking have a rap battle against Cole face to face. But for what it's worth,
you're right.
That's what it is.
Yeah, you're right. That's absolutely true. I always say this to like people in my generation who are not in the business, and they'll say something like, "Oh, these artists that are new, this music is trash." I'm like, "Yo, you just aged out. That's all that matters." Because they were saying the same thing to us when we were in high school. But I do believe that, and I'm not talking.
Quality is quality, though.
Quality is quality, right? Like for sure. Like, but you can't pack an arena with not having quality. So that's what he does. Like,
music is.
You said what you say?
You said you don't agree with that?
I don't agree with
that's true.
What part do you feel like is true?
If he if he would have had like a Kanye West, what's name? Oh hell yeah, that would take him out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a Kanye West type of producer. I mean, that's kind of. I feel like that's almost like the extreme type of producer. But I don't
think that's what you talk. Like I said, I think for him, because like I said, the radios don't touch him, don't really bother him, and none of that. You know what I'm saying? If he was to like, okay, let's Pharrell or somebody like that, like who know how to, I now turn this into yes, I feel like that would take him to the moon.
I hear, but would that take him to the moon for our age group of people? Because I don't necessarily know if his age group of people want to hear that type of song from him.
But don't you want to get more eyes on you? I think that's taking you to the moon. More people see me, that's taking me to the moon. Just like when you talked earlier about the whole Bruno Mars thing, like, if I say that I already got the younger demographic, then I get this older demographic too, on top of the commercials.
Yeah,
and all that.
I think sometimes
you can't clean him up. Now you might not be able to clean him up, his image, but yeah, hell yeah. I think that
okay, but I think two things could be true. I think things sometimes with it when it cross over, it becomes corny. Just like perfect example, like look how fast the kids got off of the you the birthday shit. When they started trickle over, when like older people try to like attach themselves to like shit the kids like, the kids kind of get off of that shit. Like you don't really like kids want shit to themselves. They don't want to share NBA YoungBoy with their parents. They want him for that. They want them for themselves. Like so I think realistically, even what he's saying, and the reason why I disagree with him is like, I hear what you're saying, but if it's already working, I don't necessarily know what a hit will do for NBA YoungBoy. I don't even know what an NBA YoungBoy hit sound like, because to me, the radio is kind of getting it twisted, because at the moment, let's be thinking about it. When he was on tour and that little boom bop, whatever that little fucking joint he was when the kids was punching the air doing the little dance to it, if radio was smart, they should have took that song and made that the fucking radio song. But it didn't, because that song ended up getting on Billboard charts. So with the radio, when he was on tour, that song ended up charting. So why didn't they take the radio? If the radio wanted to meet him where he was at that time, radio station should have picked that song up and put that song in rotation. Because they didn't, I think radio is so far behind. So to me, if I'm NBA YoungBoy, it's a waste of my time to sit here and go get in the studio with somebody like Hitmaker. What do I need that for?
But again, but y'all the same people, like how many projects he put out, and it's just like, are you just putting out music, but it's not really selling, it's not really hitting. Yeah, you got
it's not hitting to us, because that's not our demographic. It's hitting to his fans though.
But are they selling? That's what I'm saying. But are we in the business for selling?
It's who you ask is in the business of selling. Because if I own my own YouTube channel, nigga, I'm in the business to running up these YouTube numbers. Who I'm trying to sell? I'm not the music. The label is into the business of selling albums. I'm trying to just make my money. If I'm getting paid off of my YouTube channel, I don't give a fuck about whatever albums and shit you selling. That's why I can put out so many, because my average audience listen to my music for free on YouTube. That's why my YouTube numbers is higher than the IE, the J. Cole's, and the Kendrick Lamar's, and or maybe not higher than Drake, but NBA YoungBoy on YouTube for the last like 2 years, he was the most listened to artist on YouTube. So yeah, I may not hit the matrix of older people where older people will listen to music, because that's not my audience. That's not the audience I'm going to chase. And again, I don't know what an NBA YoungBoy song would sound like if he got in the studio with somebody like Hitmaker. Hitmaker do a whole bunch of samples. Like, think about all them fucking, anytime you hear Hitmaker a fucking producer tag, it's always a sample song. I can't even hear NBA YoungBoy rapping on no fucking sample song.
Well, I was say I wouldn't say Hitmaker, but like I said, if he got into somebody like a Kanye or a Pharrell, who like, damn, I'm gonna put you on these. Like, I feel like that shit will go out of here.
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't heard a beat from none of them niggas that I can imagine NBA YoungBoy on. Like the last couple of Pharrell be like, Pharrell made the T.I. John. I can't imagine like for the NBA YoungBoy trying to rap on that shit. Like, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't feel like I'm wrong. I feel like NBA YoungBoy has a unique audience, kind of just really catered to himself and to his audience. Like, and I feel like a lot of niggas can't tap into it, but I love the fact that this kind of can just tie into the conversation, and we can end on this when we just talked about the baby a minute ago. Cause it's like the baby getting on interviews and sitting here saying he's trying to be in a conversation with the J. Cole's and Kendricks, where somebody like NBA YoungBoy has put in enough work is he don't have to be in that room and say that type of shit. This producer is having a fucking well-known platinum producer is having a conversation and sitting here saying is you only one hit record away from being in the conversations with the J. Cole's and the Kendrick Lamar's and the Drakes, where somebody like the baby, you got the hit records, but niggas still ain't putting you in that conversation. And that's the difference. And that was the question why we was like, damn, why don't people put the baby in that conversation? And this is a perfect example where Hitmaker put NBA YoungBoy in the conversation. NBA YoungBoy ain't never tried to sit here and say he's trying to be in that conversation with them niggas, but he put him in there basically sitting here saying like, hey, you only one hit song away and you can be in that conversation. Let me make sure I got rid of all my Jones after that. Boston Richey, Hitmaker, Jay-Z, PlayStation. Yeah, I believe that was it. Y'all watch anything new? Listen to anything? Any new TV shows? Oh, we was talking about Boosie last week. Boosie is funny as shit at that Atlanta Hawks game. Iceman, real quick. I guess I'll just leave out with this one.
Either love her or you hate her. That is the indication of star power. I think other indications for general interest or popularity, ticket prices, game viewership, game attendance, social media following. Well, she checks all of those boxes. Ticket prices, as we just mentioned, are up. She has more Instagram followers than any other player in the WNBA. That's including Asia Wilson. That's including Caitlin Clark. That's including AZ Fudd and Paige Becker. She is the most followed WNBA player on Instagram. There's a 20% increase, at least there was a 20% increase in attendance in Chicago from 2023 to 2024. 2024 was Angel Reese's rookie season. There is an even bigger hike in attendance in 2025. I mean, there is no way to deny it. Even if you hate Angel Reese, that means you're thinking about her and you feel some type of way about her. I mean, it is no doubt that she is a certified superstar in this league. She is a certified superstar, period. I mean, she walked the Victoria's Secret fashion show. I mean, and that might not mean something to you, but that's big. Like, that is an indication that she was the first athlete ever to walk the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Like, that is an indication that she is bigger than just the WNBA. She's bigger than the sport of basketball. She is bigger than just sports. She is a cultural icon.
And I wanted to play that last clip to tie it into this. And because I see this little, I don't know who this African girl's who her PR person is, but she kind of always end up on like the neighborhood talk and on what's the other blog site with the white and red what is it, On Site. They always kind of pick up her clips, but she kind of went crazy on all the niggas who were sucking Klay Thompson off, and she was basically sitting here saying that Nene Leakes is more popular than the top 10 players in the NBA, and she kind of just went crazy. This shit was hilarious to me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Unfortunately for you guys, my statement, you If you think you're coming here for an apology, or you think you're coming here for me to retract my statements, you can retract yourself back to your dirty hole that you was in before you came out, start talking. I'm standing 10 toes down. I said what the I said, bro. Nene Leakes is more famous than some of your top 10 NBA players currently, because reality TV and music expands to certain realms that, unfortunately for you guys that are in my comments, it doesn't transcend quite the same. People need to understand that outside of America, we don't even know the names of the teams here. Anyways, I decided to do a deep dive because I really don't know anyone that is currently playing in the NBA. So the NBA player rankings, according to The Ringer. So number 1 is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I've never heard of this man in my life. And if you've heard of them, guys, comment below. Nikola Jokic. I've never heard of him in my life. Victor Wembanyama. I've never heard of him. Luke Doncic. Never heard of him in my life. Kawhi Leonard. Never heard of him in my life. Anthony Edwards. Never heard of him. I'm going to scroll to find. Oh, Stephen Curry. See, I know Stephen Curry. He's number 11 out of the top 10 men who are currently playing in the NBA. And congratulations to all of you. The NBA and everything you've achieved is phenomenal. I'm sure you're making money. I'm sure you're making your cities proud. But me as a UK resident, there's only 2 of you I have ever heard of in my life. Guys, don't come for me. All right?
Like I said, happy Mother's Day. Like, share, and subscribe each and every Tuesday right back here. I feel like by the time y'all listening to this will be what? Cinco de Mayo. If you live in the DMV area, this Tuesday will probably be the only nice day. This weather's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. It went like you had a couple like 2-week period. It was like in the 80s and the 90s in April. We are in May. You're gonna get 180 day. You will get only one day this week if 80 degrees.